And for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel, but at a national scale, is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
That's right. It's a real mess out there, Kate. We're seeing heavy congestion on the eastbound lanes of the main expressway with traffic backed up for miles.
What do traffic and debt have in common? You don't want to be in either for too long. Move into the fast lane with Fairwinds Credit Union. We'll help you set goals, save more, and be your guide to achieving financial freedom together. Visit fairwinds.org/together and become a member today. Fairwinds. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Thursday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that, as we do every single day, and we do have a good one for you today. Lots happening on the docket. We will get you caught up on what's happening out there. Woke News, Deb will do that for you around 3:20. 4 o'clock, Danny Meyering from Orlando Date Night Guide. She'll be in for Date Night Done Right. Colbert Court with our buddy Glenn Klausman back in town. We'll get with him. 5 o'clock, hour, we'll do trivia. 6 o'clock, we'll wrap it all up with Ross Thoughts and Last Call. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks in between. I am Jim. Welcome to the program. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead, producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien, Ross Padgett.
Softer than the penalty last night.
407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Find us easily on social media, guys. Instagram and Facebook, it's at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, it's just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. Yeah. Woosah, as we watch former President Trump leave his plane on the way to, I guess, what court is that? Federal court in D.C.
Yeah.
To be arraigned on charges stemming from the actions of January 6th. Literally, as he was walking down the steps from the plane as we were coming on the air. So he is in D.C. He is going to do his thing. I'm guessing he'll probably be in town for about a couple hours, then back to Mar-a-Lago or maybe over to Bedminster.
Shoes on the ground.
Shoes are on the ground there, so we'll find out what happens as we move throughout the day. We'll give you updates if there are any worthy of giving for sure. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. Of course, you can always find us on social, like I said, at Facebook and Instagram at The Jim Colbert Show. Everybody having a good Thursday?
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm mowed.
Yeah.
No shirt.
How much do you guys...
Whoa.
Let me stop this topic.
Where's the photo where it didn't happen?
If you could let us know earlier, I would have come over for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, did the neighbors say, my God, there's a sheet of paper mowing a lawn?
That's the thing. Not my first time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not my first time mowing without a shirt.
There you
it's
go.
more like, is that a manila envelope over there? Is it Manila?
It's Manila.
It's Manila.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. Are you an electric mower guy, or are you? Because I know that you had a bad problem with your first gas-powered mower.
Yeah. I didn't like it. It didn't like me.
Right.
Apparently, you have to change its oil.
Yeah, you seized up. So, are you plugging the mower in? Or is it battery operated? What kind of mower are we talking about here today, buddy?
It is gas.
Gas.
It cost me $95 roughly a year ago.
Right on.
Used.
No.
New.
I think it was $100 mower.
Is it self-propelled, or do you have to push it?
For $100?
I got to push. Yeah.
That's not bad, dude.
I got thumb callus here, Jack.
I didn't know you could get a mower less than $3.
Yeah,
I want to say it was $100.
Man, that'd be really cheap. He's right, because that's a small combustion engine. I mean, that's an engine.
Yeah, it's really, really cheap. It's not a great mower, but you throw gas in it, it does what.
Sure, yeah. Don't worry about the oil thing. That's fine. They'll last forever without oil.
Actually, on the last gallon, I broke down and I got the ethanol free.
Oh,
I went to
yeah.
Wawa for the ethanol free.
You got to be careful with
gasoline.
that, though. I mean, does it say that the motors are okay for that?
No, it's what it's for.
Oh, really?
Yeah, ethanol is horrible for small engines.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah. That stupid Iowa nonsense that we're putting corn in our gas because that's
right.
the first place where they pick the president.
Do you see how much?
It's a bunch of garbage.
How much more ethanol-free gas is at the pump? Like,
Yeah.
because there are a couple of pumps that have it, and I remember I was like, "Oh my god, that's like racing gas prices."
Yeah, exactly.
It's like $4.50, $5 a gallon. Or something?
What I said, it was $1 more a gallon. I drove by today, but I figured I'm buying 2 gallons. I go,
Yeah.
I
You can splurge.
I can do that
for the mower.
Yeah.
How long does a mow take your yard?
45 minutes. Here's the deal.
Really? Are you an edger kind of guy too?
No.
You do the whole thing?
When I break out the edger, no, I don't have an edger. I have a weed whacker that I'll lean over and try
There
and
you
do some
go.
edging.
That's what everybody
That's fine.
does.
Everybody does that.
My weed whacker, I
commonplace.
bought my weed whacker at a pawn shop in '99.
Very nice.
And it still runs.
What brand?
This is a Ryobi gas.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
And I've done the car. Matter of fact, I did it last year. The carb. I bought the carb rebuild kit.
That's right.
Put that on that, and it runs like a dream.
Yep.
I got 24 years on this
it's
mower.
a good machine. Yeah,
It's
good
pretty
machine. I've got a steel one. I like steel equipment because it's got a chainsaw and my edger is steel, and that stuff is like almost unbreakable.
Gas, though, right?
Oh yeah. Gas,
See, the thing, I think Ryobi has hit a new gear with their battery-powered equipment. I guess the power has gotten enough where now people are really digging it, and I know Steel
just rolled theirs out.
Available at Tools Ace Hardware.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, man, it's cool stuff.
Takes me about an hour.
About an hour, really?
Yeah. It's a lot of yard.
Yeah, you got a pretty big yard there. Your front yard actually is pretty big, and you have a pretty big backyard
Yeah,
too.
wait,
There's just a lot of stuff in your backyard. I didn't know if you could work the mower around all the junk.
Oh, no, I cleaned that up.
Actually, it's funny. Probably the same time you were mowing your lawn, I was actually remembering that the problems you had hiring a landscaper.
That's
because
right.
my neighbor is a landscaper.
Oh, yeah.
Just got his truck lettered, so I was complimenting on that, and I was like, I wonder what happened with Ross. You had a landscaper.
Yeah, I did. And then something.
So you decided to cost an American a job?
No, it was he zigged and I zagged or
Oh, I see.
something. Like he hit me up, was like, "Hey, you want me to cut your yard?" And I had just mowed it, and I was like, "No, I don't need it." Yeah, he was just a little late, a couple days late.
So he never came back?
And then we never got on the same schedule ever again.
Wait, I'm still back on the first landscaper that didn't think that Ross could afford him as he dragged his landscaping trailer behind a car and Ross was wearing his Ray-Bans.
It still pisses me off, man. Hey, man, are you interested in another yard? You can't afford me.
Well, the funny thing, I got that from the pool companies. I told you guys, I tried to hire a pool company to do my pool, but I don't have a screen over it, and they're like straight up, "Nah, man, we don't want your business, buddy. We're sorry."
Well, it's funny because the reason I was thinking about you is when you actually went to your neighbor's guy because you figured if they're in the neighborhood, because I'm on, like, if you have a landscaping business, that travel time in between jobs has to be considered.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's a cost, there's time, you're dragging your equipment there. So it would be beneficial if you have a bunch of houses all in the same area, and you tried to help that guy out.
I tried. 2 houses, 1 drive. That's a good deal.
Oh, that's a great deal. We turned our guy came into our neighborhood, and he now has I think we're 4 or 5 houses in our neighborhood because he's in there once a week.
And it was that guy's response that makes people want to buy like materialistic things.
Yeah.
And, like as soon as he said that, I was like, I gotta get a monocle. I gotta get a top hat, a cane.
407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031 or 41. I also have a so I want to ask you guys real quick. We can maybe attack it. What do you? I've been watching this Lori Daybell story, the one about the one who killed her kids, the Doomsday Mom, the whole 9 yards. And I've noticed that in all of the photographs that you see of her, she has resting "I don't believe you" face.
Always.
Like always, she always has this weird, I'm not so sure smirk on her face. What is your resting face?
Meth.
No, stop.
I would say I got resting meth face.
What is your? Because I know mine. I mean, look, we've documented it. Obviously, I have resting. I'm pissed off at the world face.
I would say it's like get off my yard face.
See, I don't know. I don't think you have that. I think that's a misrepresentation of your resting face.
No, I'm calling your face to get off the yard face.
I guess I have that. Yeah,
I think I have resting judgy face.
Yeah,
like
you do have
and I don't like it, but I'm looking at the camera right now. If I stop, like my resting face, my lips like they kind of angle a little down. There's like a little disapproval on my like I'm a little judgy.
you are judgy, so it fits perfectly.
Yeah, I kind of am.
I watched the Ring video 5 days ago face. You know, like I got 2 more days and then my soul is taken from a demon girl.
I don't know. Here's the thing. When I see your face, I think your resting face is very approachable to me.
Oh, I appreciate I didn't say...
Yeah.
Listen,
you look harmless.
You're judging my methy statement. I'm not saying some methy people look great.
Yeah,
still a hair bit methy.
My thing is the mood that you're perpetually in. That's the whole thing. Like when you look at this chick, Lori Vallow, she has resting, I do not believe anything you're saying face, which fits perfectly because she's a crazy cult mom who wiped out her kids and also facilitated the murders of 2 or 3 other people that we know of. Deb's face is the most puzzling one. Deb's resting face is F around and find out. Deb has the resting F around and find out face. It looks cute, and her smile is very enticing, but you get the feeling that her eyes are loaded guns.
I see like she's got yarn around photos on a cork board
face,
resting face. Like, you know, it's...
You don't use yarn, though, Ross, but that's okay.
What do you use?
Well, let's see. On your photo...
Yeah, it'd be meth. She said it clearly.
But
no, but when you link them together, like that wall where you're connecting
that's
the photos together.
I thought he was talking about binding. You know, the spell where you bind someone.
That's what I thought too. But you were talking about like when you do the crime scene and they're trying to link people together.
That's what he's talking about. Yeah, but see, that's why Deb is scarier.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about like choking, like taking a strangle. My bad. Sorry.
What do you call that thing? What is that thing you use to choke people out with? There's
a Garrett?
Yeah, there you go. She has resting Garrett face.
Resting Garrett face.
Resting necktie face.
Yeah, so Jack has a very infamous face that I always bring up to him. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, breaking news, Jack.
Why?
This is all news to Jack.
And
He's
us.
being sidelined.
But Jack has a tell. Jack,
oh, yeah?
Yeah, I speak fluent in Jack.
Okay.
I like this.
Yeah, careful.
You speak fluent Jack.
Yeah.
Jack's picking himself, by the way.
Stop it, Jack.
I don't like this.
AP Bradshaw.
Jack doesn't like it. Jack doesn't like it.
You lettered in Jack?
But yeah, absolutely. Did 2 semesters overseas. And the one thing I learned...
2 tours of Jack?
Have you seen this guy squint? Have you seen his squint?
I've never seen him squint.
Oh, yeah, you have.
Oh, man, there's a squint. He's got resting squint face. Not racist. Okay?
Show title. Resting squint face.
Not racist.
Not racist.
Not racist. In parentheses.
Yeah. Just to clarify.
You might want to italicize that, too.
Yeah, exactly.
No!
Oh, come on, man. Dude, get off my back.
Come on.
Get off my back.
Do not have power over the buttons.
You do.
I don't.
Yeah.
I would love to yes and that, but I can't sign up for that.
Yeah.
What's that button bar on your laptop?
That's a space bar.
Oh, okay.
Hey, what is italics?
I'm just...
All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Deb, what do you think my resting face is?
Anger.
Okay. Resting anger face?
Like that was a good 4-second pause.
Well, you're affected now. It's all right. You got to stop.
It seems like she had to go through a number of things to come up with anger. I want to know what you threw out.
No.
Before you landed on anger, what did you omit?
Well, no, but I remember like when I was in school, kids used to always ask me, "What are you reading?" And I would say, "Why? What? And they're like, "You're so angry."
Oh, really?
Because, you know, you get that serious, you know, but so you spend a lot of the breaks reading or watching reels. So a lot of times that can come off as that you're angry about something when really you're just concentrating.
Yeah. No.
I mean, because those skate ramps that you watch, I mean, that's some compelling stuff.
Shut up. I'm rarely angry. I rarely get angry.
Oh, right. No, you can hear
a lot of it.
Several.
A lot of it is superficial anger.
Oh.
It's anger because I love it.
It's your drug, dude.
It's a paradox.
It is.
It's your drug.
All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text our show at 77031. Deb, what's coming up for news?
Well, we've got Trump en route
So
to his
mad.
January 6th arraignment in D.C. Back here closer to home, Florida bans AP psychology just a mere few days before the start of the school year. And that mic tossed by Cardi B, yep, it's up for sale.
Oh, God.
We'll talk about that and more coming up next during Woke News.
You got it, 407-916-1041. Again, text us easily at 77031. Back in a sec with Deb's news and more of The Jim Colbert Show.
You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes. We might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your Thursday is going great so far. And right now, on the major highways and roads of Orlando, not a whole lot of incidents, thankfully, but still some delays, specifically east and westbound on I-4 approaching State Road 535, but no issues east and westbound for the rest of I-4. Also, the 408 north and southbound of the Turnpike is clear, and the same does go for the Greenway, thankfully. Our Safe Touch Security traffic tip line number, if you have a tip for us, is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Big savings on better sleep are happening. It's Black Friday now at Mattress Firm. Save up to $500 on select mattresses from Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and Sealy. See a Mattress Firm sleep expert today to find your perfect bed with a low price guarantee.
Man, Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex is a top 10 TripAdvisor Traveler's Choice winner year after year. And it's the only place you can experience the excitement of thundering rocket launches right up close. Also, see the spacecraft that are blazing the trail for tomorrow's discovery. And just so you know from us, we love it for everything. There's so much to do over there. And one of the reasons I like it so much is as a kid, I was very... I wanted to see how things work, and that's what the Space Center is so good at. Not only do you get to enjoy it and check it out, but you get to play with it. You get to touch it and kind of see how it works. So if you have a tinkerer in your crowd, the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex is your kind of spot, and even better, you can take advantage of this new 2-day ticket offer, costing less than $45 a day and offering maximum flexibility for the entire family. It's the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Learn more and grab your tickets today at KennedySpaceCenter.com.
Divorce? Call Trinley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Applebee's daily deals for $9.99 and under. There's a deal every day for everyone. Just $9.99 and under. That's all day, every day. Get into your local Applebee's now. Daily deals are dine-in only in limited locations listed on nrpneighborhood.com. Limited time only while supplies last. Participation varies.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
On How Rude, Tanneritos, the Full House Rewatch podcast. Join characters Stephanie Tanner and Kimmy Gibbler, also known as actresses Jodie Sweetin and Andrea Barber, as they relive every episode of your favorite Friday night comfort show.
We spent our entire childhoods on a little show called Full House, playing frenemies, but becoming besties whenever the cameras weren't rolling. And now, 35 years later, it's our biggest adventure yet.
Listen to How Rude, Tanneritos on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Backup systems. We depend on them. Even your household budget has one. And Scott Cash Advance. Up to $500 fast with no credit check. Many locations open 24/7. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
When it comes to $1 small Slurpee drinks at 7-Eleven, no one's doing it like you. You're inventing new flavor combos, throwing caution to the wind. You're a frozen fizz whiz, a pina colada prodigy. You mix cherry and blue raspberry like a pro. Only you know the perfect ratio. Just when they think you're done, you add a splash of summertime citrus, just because you can. And because your small Slurpee drink masterpiece is just $1 at 7-Eleven. Slurpee, anything flows. Expires 12/31/2023 plus tax. Visit store for details.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password,
for you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated US-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to lifelock.com.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE, Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
Hi, welcome to IKEA. Talk.
Talk? What's talk?
That's thank you in Swedish. We're saying talk to our loyal IKEA family members with lots of discounts and new lower prices on your favorite items, from the kitchen to the bathroom.
Wow, talk.
No, talk to you. Visit IKEA-USA.com/family-offers to check out our offers available to you. Offers valid 8/2 to 8/20. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store and IKEA-USA.com for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
Welcome to the Unlit Life. It's this place where you feel free, like enjoying a low-key get-together with friends instead of a wild night on the town style of free. When you can enjoy a moment with blue vapor just because. You know, the everyday doesn't have to feel so everyday. With blue e-cigs, you can get stuff done and still have fun. And when we let ourselves get unlit, we start really living. Blue. Get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Fontum Holdings 4BV. Copyright 2022. Fontum US LLC.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
Obviously, this is why YouTube was created. Obviously, at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. You can also leave a talk back if you'd like. Just download the iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio once you get it, and use that to send your message on down the line. This is such a good tune.
Oh, I love this dirty Rolling Stones era. Come on now, Mick.
Welcome back. I'm Jim. Jack and Ross are right over there, and Deb has your news.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Hey, Saturday morning, while you're tooling around, give him a listen as he's host of the Home Loans Radio Show. All right, former President Trump has arrived in Washington, D.C. for his arraignment today. He's set to respond to charges filed against him in connection to alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election. A grand jury handed up an indictment against Trump on Tuesday. He faces 4 counts, including conspiracy to defraud the United States. Trump claims the charges are an attempt by President Biden to interfere with the upcoming presidential election. This is the second time Trump has faced a federal indictment this year, along with another indictment from the state of New York, still waiting for the state of Georgia. Commuters in Washington, D.C., meanwhile, will likely take a little longer to get home today, if you can imagine the nightmare.
Oh, my God. And there's like 50 people in that in that parade of vehicles coming from the airport. Bun.
Yeah, and it's not like D.C. is a busy town or anything, but the Secret Service is expecting heavy traffic for surrounding Trump's court appearance, and he is scheduled to appear at the courthouse any moment. Meanwhile, a closed-door testimony of a former business associate of Hunter Biden is now public. Devin Archer told members of the House Oversight Committee this week Hunter sold, quote, the illusion of access, end quote, to then Vice President Joe Biden in his foreign business dealings.
Which is still gross.
He also shared that Hunter put his father on speakerphone during meetings on at least 20 different occasions. But Archer did make clear that he never witnessed Joe Biden directly discussing business.
Right.
Doesn't stop lawmakers who have pushed different interpretations of the testimony, with Republicans claiming it links the president to his son's foreign deals and Democrats arguing it shows Biden was not involved. Archer previously served on the board of Ukrainian energy company Burisma, along with Hunter Biden.
because all of his experience with power and energy companies. By the way, how would you like to be the president and Bam Margera being your kid?
Yeah.
Jesus H, man. Could you imagine what an F up that guy is?
So,
oh my God, what a nightmare. As a parent, I just think, what a nightmare of a human being. Oh my! It is genuinely.
It is embarrassing.
It's just so he's gross.
I'm curious. So that story was basically like, so Hunter Biden was lying about what he could actually do.
Yes,
which
that's according to his business partner.
You could picture that,
of course.
First of all, you're talking about
you know who my dad is. He's the ultimate. Do you know who my dad is?
Yeah,
guy.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I would be pulling that. You're wired off of like some upper, and you're like, dude, you don't want to know what I know. Right?
He's the kind of guy who wouldn't tell his dad he's on speakerphone.
Exactly.
Hey, you guys, look, it's my dad.
Yeah.
He's the vice president.
What a joke.
What a chode.
Yeah. He lost the good one.
Oh, too soon. All right, back closer to home to a story that may or may not affect your student as they get ready for school. But Florida, this is per the Orlando Sentinel, will not allow public school students to take advanced placement psychology because the course includes lessons on sexual orientation and gender identity. Topics, of course, forbidden by the state, and this was ruled by the College Board today. Now, that could mean a week before school starts in many districts, about 5,000 Central Florida students and about 27,000 statewide may not be able to take a class they signed up to tackle in the 2023-24 academic year.
This is high school, right? Like 11th and 12th grade?
Yeah, these are college courses for high school students.
My daughter took it 2 years ago.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now, according to the College Board, the Florida Department of Education told school superintendents they could offer AP psychology only if lessons on sexual orientation and gender identity were omitted, but the College Board said, listen, that's part of the class. That's part of the curriculum. It's part of life. And if deleted, the course wouldn't be able to carry that AP designation, which we know means something because it comes with extra credits. Last school year, nearly 27,000, like I said, Florida students took AP psychology, which has been offered in the state since what year?
Oh, I can't. I mean, all my kids took it.
Yeah?
I'll go 85.
Oh, I like that. Oh, Deb likes it too. 87.
Did I?
Yeah. The way you should.
What kind of balls do you have?
Yeah.
What kind of
Shoot
balls
that
do
gap,
you have?
bitch.
The smallest gap there is.
Oh, my
Do you have what it
God.
takes?
Bradshaw.
Do you?
86.
Oh, you shouldn't have listened to them.
No.
93.
Yeah, come on.
1993.
Oh, I get a point.
Works every time on the noobs.
No.
Works every time on the
It was
noobs.
worth it. If I was right, that would have tasted so sweet.
You're right.
That was
It would've.
15 to 1 odds.
That'd
I
have
bet $2.
That's a triple donger.
Yeah.
If you nailed that, that's like dongs for the rest of the
It's
day.
just a trident of dongs.
Trident of dogs. So many show titles and only one show. All right, another school news. Florida State University could become the latest school to change conferences. The FSU Board of Trustees met yesterday and discussed leaving the Atlantic Coast Conference. School President Richard McCullough says the school might be able to make as much as $30 million more a year in another conference. No final decision was made at the meeting, but the news notification I saw yesterday said that FSU is said to be in, quote, an existential crisis, end quote.
Wow, really?
All right, Central Florida police are sounding the alarm about a new crime trend targeting bank customers. I've been aware of this story for a while, but you always like on that line. Like, do you want to talk about the popular TikTok trends that just tell people what to go look for? But in this case, Orlando investigators say victims have lost more than $100,000 in what's being called bank jugging. Suspects are following drivers after they withdraw money from a bank and cash and crash into the victim's car in order to steal the money. Now, this will be whether you walk up to the ATM or whether you drive up to the ATM. It doesn't matter. If they see you taking out cash, they'll follow you, crash into you, reach into your vehicle, and take the money.
Yeah, let me tell you something real quick. If you're a woman, and I'll single out women.
Absolutely.
If you're a woman, do not do this at night. Do not go to the ATM at night. Make sure that when you leave the ATM, if you do use it, you're not being followed by somebody.
And if
these people are literally diving into windows.
Oh, yeah.
Like as they pull out, a guy dove into the window.
Yeah.
Like across the driver's seat through the window to steal the bank bag or the deposit bag or whatever the case may be.
Now, police arrested a father-son duo.
Hell yeah.
And are still looking for 2 other suspects. The same crimes are also in investigation in Ocoee, Winter Garden, and Osceola County. And what they warn you to look for is if you show up to your bank and you notice a car that's backed into a parking space facing the ATM without anyone really getting out to do any kind of bank business, avoid that bank and find another ATM. But again, just like Jimmy said, even going to the drive-up ones really is outside of daylight hours, and even during daylight hours, depending on where you go to your bank, it's just something to be extra aware of.
And consider how brash that is, considering the new gun laws in this state, man. You just jumping into people's cars. God almighty, that's life dice stuff.
Well, Florida is set for this year's 5th execution tonight. 61-year-old James Philip Barnes is scheduled to die by lethal injection at Florida State Prison in Rayford at 6 p.m. It's for the 1988 murder of 41-year-old Patricia Patsy Miller in her Melbourne condo. Barnes was already serving a life term for strangling his wife in 1997 when he wrote to a state prosecutor in 2005 claiming responsibility for Miller's death.
Wow.
Barnes in June told a Brevard County judge that he is prepared for execution and had asked to fire his attorneys and dismiss all legal proceedings. He said he converted to Islam while in prison and wanted to clear his conscience about Miller's homicide during the holy month of Ramadan, but don't feel too... I mean, this guy also said he apparently killed other people, and apparently Ramadan didn't make him want to clear his conscience about them.
There you go.
All right.
Was he trying to endear himself by saying that he went to Islam?
No, I think he's saying, like, listen, people are saying I'm not remorseful. That's not true.
Oh, I see. Yeah. There you go.
An actress and former Scientologist is now suing the church.
This is going to be very interesting.
This is one of those stories that just makes me all over again just fear for anyone who gets involved with this place, because this story is crazy.
I read every syllable of the story this morning, and it is fascinating.
It's fascinating, but it's terrifying.
It is terrifying, but it's interesting to see because this is the first major legal action against David Miscavige and the church in general.
Yeah.
And so what
if
happens?
They can find him.
Well, that's the thing is, like, this guy. You can't. This guy's a mole.
Yeah.
You cannot get him out of those facilities for anything. They stall and stall and stall. But if this thing is considered valid, it's going to be very interesting to see the church deal with this, because they usually deal with things through harassment and things of that nature.
Well, and that's exactly the case here, because actress and former Scientologist suing the church is Leah Remini, who sued the Church of Scientology yesterday. The church's spiritual headquarters, of course, is Clearwater, but the suit was filed in California. The former King of Queens co-star claims the church has stalked, harassed, threatened, and intimidated her. Remini left the church 10 years ago and has now been one of the church's most high-profile critics. And she claims that criticism has caused threats and harassment that go all the way back to 2006. And she's asking for a jury to award her damages for enormous economic and psychological harm.
And, buddy, let me tell you, Tom Cruise does not come out real shiny in this.
Oh, I bet not.
She simply asked David Miscavige where his wife was. And they were friends, and she was friends with this guy. By the way, David Miscavige is the guy who runs Scientology. He was the heir apparent to L. Ron Hubbard, who started the entire thing, right? He's been accused of having these rage issues, and there was a big rumor going around that his wife was disappeared or maybe even dead or whatever. So when, I guess it was during Tom Cruise's wedding to...
Katie Holmes,
right? The Tomcat thing,
right?
That she went up to a group and asked David simply, "Hey, where's Shelley or whatever?" And apparently, this started a wave of harassment and all these things she had to go through to get herself back into good graces of the church, right? One of those things apparently was she had to spend like $100,000 or something to name a section of a theater after Tom Cruise's daughter. Surrey. Is
Yeah.
that it?
Mm-hmm.
And that was just part of it. It cost hundreds of thousands of dollars for her to, quote, get back into the good graces, which actually never even happened.
No, and
if
now
even
it
a
is.
tenth of this stuff is true, it is genuinely amazing.
It'll be interesting to see if anything
Yeah.
comes of it. All right, forecasters are sticking to their prediction of an above-average Atlantic hurricane season this year. The latest update, this is from Colorado State University, predicts 18 named storms, 9 hurricanes, and 4 major storms of Category 3 or higher. That's the same of their forecast last month. Tropical weather experts at the university initially called for a below-average season. However, they say extremely warm water in the tropical and subtropical Atlantic is expected to counteract some of the typical El Nino-driven increase in wind shear that would affect hurricanes. Right now, we're lucky we still have that Saharan dust level because we have a real robust wave that just rolled off the coast of Africa that some early projections are showing off the coast of Texas by next week. Hurricane season, of course, runs through the end of November. Days off to a good start for SpaceX. The company successfully launched a rocket this morning from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station at about 12:15 this morning. The Falcon 9 rocket was carrying a television broadcast satellite for Intelsat. All right, Jack, you mentioned about Florida gas prices.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, $3.89 again today.
That's what I saw today. Yeah,
up another couple of cents, yeah. AAA says the state average rose to $3.84, but you guys are saying that you're seeing averages even higher than that. AAA's average 2 cents more than Wednesday, 18 cents higher than in the past week. And a year ago, Florida's average was $3.88. So we're closing in.
Yep.
Come on,
and surpassing
Hunter.
it.
Look, yeah. Come on, man. Right.
Use your energy connections.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Help us out.
I mean, if you're going to take bribes, at least give us some action, buddy.
Give us something.
Listen, man, I can tell by how much it costs to fill my truck up. Because do you guys fill up every time, or do you just put like $10
Always.
in?
No.
Always fill up. Right?
Fill up.
It cost me $60. When the price is fine for gas, for me, it cost me $60. Now it's costing me like almost $70 to fill my tank up.
Wow. It sucks either way.
It blows.
But you must be killing it in the Get Upside app.
Oh, don't have it, Jack.
No,
I'm killing it with my e-car, that's for sure.
I
do. I am envious. I drive. One of my neighbors, they have 2 Teslas, not just one, but 2 Teslas. And I just think, as I'm fighting for my gas mileage, trying to get it from 42 to 43, and I just think, not to have that concern driving the e-car, just, whatever.
Exactly.
I don't even think about it.
I'll just wait till the prices go down.
Man, you can say whatever you want about Bradshaw, but nobody knows how to get the ladies excited, like trying to get 1 more mile out of your gas.
Hey, it's the guy who puts his cruise control when he's leaving the station so that he doesn't go a mile over the speed limit.
Sensibly at 45?
I maxed out at 43.8, which I consider a win because my car is rated for 41.5.
Buddy, you are ruining some bras right now.
Let's go.
All right, Tom Brady is now a part owner of an English soccer team. The 7-time Super Bowl champion and Birmingham City FC announced today he's become a minority owner of the second-tier club. Birmingham City said Brady will also become chairman of the club's advisory board. Earlier this year, Brady purchased a minority stake in the WNBA's Las Vegas Aces. He's also in talks to buy a portion of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Damn.
And then let's just get this out of the way.
Just give you an idea how much money that cat has. The estimates are he got hit for $30 million by Sam Bankman-Fried for the FTX stuff, and he's still buying stuff like that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Lionel Messi is proving to be as good as advertised. He scored 2 goals last night to help Inter Miami beat Orlando City 3-1. And the League Cup at Drive Pink Stadium. Messi now has 5 goals in 3 games with Miami.
Ross right now is expressing his resting I lost money on a bet face.
After the game, Coach Tata Martino said Messi is making difficult things look easy. Messi will look to score in his 4th straight game when Miami travels to FC Dallas for Sunday's round of 16 match.
It's true because Orlando City did a really good job of kind of keeping him off balance, but you have to be perfect against him. And his 2 goals, they just looked like it was
the passes were so good.
It looked like it was a training camp.
Yeah, it did.
Just
he was nobody around him.
watch this guy just work.
He's very good. I always will respect Messi, but I won't respect that game. I won't respect that match last night.
That's bitterness talking right there.
And I get it. I'll be in the long line, and I feel uncomfortable saying this. I feel kind of like a hypocrite.
Yeah, it feels homerish, doesn't it?
Well, it just feels like I've never been one to be like, man, the refs.
Yeah.
Last night, that was one of the worst, if not worst, sports calls for a penalty kick I have ever seen.
Even Kravitz said that usually when guys cry about the whole thing, usually you'd be like, come on, get over it. But this time he agrees.
Good news, it's not the end of an era for Swifties. After all, the pop star announced more tour dates in the U.S. and Canada for fall 2024, so she added 3 shows each in Miami. That'll be taking place in October. New Orleans and Indianapolis, along with 6 shows in Toronto. Gracie Abrams will serve as her opener, and of course, great news for fans who weren't able to snag tickets after the Ticketmaster fiasco during her initial pre-sale last year. Until then, Swift is finishing up her last few shows in California before she heads to Latin America for the rest of the year. And just adding to what a cool person she is. Did you guys hear what she did for the truck drivers on her Eras tour?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, a lot of money.
$100,000 bonus for each of the truck drivers driving on her Eras tour.
Let me tell you, did you hear the total bonus number?
It's like $55 million.
$55 million she pours into her crew, including her drivers that got a $100,000 bonus. I think it's so, I have to tell you, man, I am a Taylor Swift fan, and one of the many reasons is this, because in the world of everything we see with pop stars and music and how sordid that world can be, we finally have somebody that's willing to just be a good person, do cool stuff, provide a really good, example for young women and young men. She has integrity because she was approached for $100 million from FTX for Sam Bankman-Fried, the same deal that people like Matt Damon and Shaq and those guys are being sued for right now. Her dad's a financial advisor and said, hey, look, if they don't do this, you shouldn't be a part of it. She asked the guy to his face, are these secured funds? He could not answer. She said, no thanks, to a $100 million deal based on integrity.
Well, the great thing is that for these truck drivers, sorry, Jack, it's life-changing money. Most of these people said they're used to getting $500 or maybe $5,000 bonuses, but to be given a bonus of $100,000.
And I was talking to my daughter about it this morning because my daughter informed me that she's added Miami dates for 2024. The Eras Tour is coming back to Florida.
Yep.
Oh, joy. So I get to live through it again. However, this will set up. This tour has to set all records.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure.
She's a monster.
Yeah.
And from that side to the flip side, the microphone tossed by Cardi B at a fan during a recent Las Vegas show is hitting the auction block. Cardi was seen on video throwing the mic at a fan after liquid was thrown in her direction. Scott Fisher owns the production company that provided the microphone for the performance, and he told TMZ the profits from the auction will go to 2 different charities.
Very nice.
The mic retails for about $1,000 and is currently listed at over, what do you think it's at on eBay?
You said it listed for what?
Well, the mic retails for about $1,000,
Okay.
but what do you think it's currently listed for on eBay?
I'll go $7,300.
Jack?
$45,000.
Ross?
10.
$90,000 on eBay.
Oh my God Almighty!
Cardi
I'm crushing it.
Good job, Jack.
Cardi has been listed as a suspect for battery because a woman who says she was hit with the mic reported the incident to police because she wasn't the one who threw the water.
I had more faith in humanity. Jack, thank God, does not.
And now you all are officially woke.
Thank you very much. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. We'll take a little break. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio is the news junkie.
I feel like old man yelling at clouds when I see it, and I go, "That's not fun." Yelling at
An
clouds.
old man yelling at crowds is what they call a Biden rally.
Yeah.
In some states.
News junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey everyone, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Highs today reaching 92 degrees with a mix of sun and clouds. Now rain chances are going to be on the lower end. We're looking at 30% today, meaning mostly dry skies. And as we head into the overnight hours tonight, wake up temperatures in the upper 70s, and we're hot and humid for your Friday. Back to 94 degrees with another day of 30% showers and storms. Have a great rest of your day and depend on the Fox 35 Storm Team.
This report is sponsored by Valero. Start saving on the road with Valero's 100 Days of Summer. Get fuel-saving snacks, swag, and more every day all summer long. Only with Valero Pay Plus. Download the app and start saving right now. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Man, in just one visit, these guys at Life Imaging FLA have shown me the worth for sure. You know, at 55, and I'm sure a lot of you guys feel the same way, when you get those little aches or pains that are unexplainable, you got to pay attention to those these days. And of course, I have some kidney and prostate issues on both sides of my immediate family, so I do not ignore that stuff. The instant I had an opportunity to visit the guys over at Life Imaging FLA for that free heart scan, I didn't pause for a second, and guess what we found? Some kidney issues and some prostate issues, but I took that information directly to my primary care doctor, and we started building a plan immediately. I've already had 2 appointments. Thank God I'm in good shape, no problems, but at least now I know. And let me tell you, man, that peace of mind is unexplainable. It's just simply incredible. No dyes, don't take off your clothes, it only takes a few minutes, don't wait, do what I did, call Life Imaging FLA right now, get that free heart scan with just a few minimum requirements. That's a $699 value, by the way, and while you're there, be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. And it's easy. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That is it. Just say pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. Make that call today. Make sure your long-term health is ready to go. Remember, you'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Deals on the McD app are kind of like cool breezes on a hot summer day. You don't know when they're coming, but when they hit, there's nothing quite like them. Save time and get back to summer fun when you order ahead on the app. Pick up a juicy, tender McCrispy, golden fries, and a refreshing Dr. Pepper. It's 30% off your entire order when you spend $5 using mobile order and pay on the McD app. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 6/1/23 through 12/31/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Dr. Pepper is a registered trademark of Dr. Pepper 7UP, Inc.
A meal at McDonald's brings my family closer together. And now that same meal helps bring other families closer together. When we order a family bundle deal that has 40 crispy chicken McNuggets and 2 large fries, McDonald's donates 50 cents to local Florida Ronald McDonald House Charities chapters, providing a home away from home so families can stay close to their child during medical care. We can also round up our order and the extra will get donated. Food, family, and helping others? What could be better? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ready? Now breathe. Over $500,000. You heard me, right? Over $500,000 in guaranteed prize pools when the Moneymaker Tour comes to Daytona Beach Racing and Kart Club August 17th through 28th. There's 8 trophy events with live streaming. So bring your best game to the Daytona Beach Racing and Kart Club at I-4 and I-95 for this major tour hosted by WSOP champion Chris Moneymaker, August 17th through 28th.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies.
Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
Getting a root canal doesn't have to be a bad experience. Advanced Endodontics are experts in root canals. Why go anywhere else? Their experienced, compassionate staff uses state-of-the-art equipment, offers same-day appointments for emergencies with 5 convenient locations, and no referrals are needed. Advanced Endodontics also offers flexible financing. For more information or to schedule your root canal, go to ineedarootcanal.com. That's ineedarootcanal.com.
On How Rude, Tanneritos, the Full House Rewatch podcast. Join characters Stephanie Tanner and Kimmy Gibbler, also known as actresses Jodie Sweetin and Andrea Barber, as they relive every episode of your favorite Friday night comfort show.
We spent our entire childhoods on a little show called Full House, playing frenemies, but becoming besties whenever the cameras weren't rolling.
And now, 35 years later, it's our biggest adventure yet.
Listen to How Rude, Tanneritos on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Pollo Tropical has a real Cuban sandwich, down to the cut. More roast pork. Esto es lechón, and it will always be lechón. Ham, cheese, pickles. Because without pickles, it's not a real Cuban. Mantequilla is a gift from God, and it's pressed until the cheese melts. A classic. And the drive-thru It's like una ventanita. The Cuban sandwich from Pollo Tropical. It doesn't get more Cuban than this.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password, for you to become a victim. LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated US-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to lifelock.com.
If you don't know what web goals are, consider yourself lucky. If you feel like helping out, go to JimColbertLive.com and look at stuff.
Wishing my buddy a speedy recovery. Joe, hope things are fine. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031.
Get well, Joe.
I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. We're geared up for the Real Radio Poker Tournament to benefit the Mustard Seed coming up just a couple weekends. This is going to be August 19th. Don't fret, though, if you did not get into the poker tournament. Maybe you wanted to come to the event. You don't play poker. You're like, I'd love to come to this event. The thing is, I don't know anything about poker. Well, thank God, because we have an opportunity for you. It's called a casino pass, and here's what that does. That gets you in the room. You get to be part of the silent auction. You get to meet all the cool people you see on TV and hear on the radio, here on Real Radio and other radio stations, like our buddies Johnny's House. Johnny Magic and Brian Grimes will be there. I think Jenny and John.
Jenny from Roomba and Roomba. Magic, and Brandy Kravitz from 96.9 The Game.
Yeah, and then we have a bunch of the news personalities in town. They'll be there.
Matt Austin, Tom Sorrells, Mitch English, Greg Warmith, Detective Barb, Brendan O'Connor.
Yeah.
That mortgage guy, Don.
All these wonderful people will be around, and then, of course, you can hang out with us. But the cool thing about the casino pass is you get in and do all that cool stuff, not to mention you get food from Hard Rock Cafe. But you don't have to play in the tournament. You'll even get some money to play in the casino games. Blackjack, roulette, craps. It's all going to be there. It's going to be a good time.
And you'll have access to the raffle prizes and auction items because we are putting together some great stuff.
Yeah, for sure. We know one at least. I mean, we know the Code Black threw in a half-day fishing charter for 6 people, like an $1,100 value.
Absolutely. And many baskets and other donations, Pyro Spot Fireworks. Everyone at the final table will get a gift certificate. Speaking of which, we want to thank Solar Source. They are our final table sponsor.
Very nice.
So Solar Source, we want to thank them. They'll be at the tournament as well. And we are looking at adding a couple prizes for our top 2 players, including seats in another tournament, the Moneymaker Tournament satellite, at the Orange City Daytona Racing poker room.
Yeah, it's Chris Moneymaker, by the way, guy. That's the guy who started the poker boom.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, back in the early 90s when he, as like a part-time accountant from Memphis, Tennessee, I believe.
He is.
He makes it through and wins the World Series of Poker, taking down $3 or $4 million, and then just basically setting the standard like, hey, you don't have to be a poker pro that lives in dark rooms behind hoodies and sunglasses to be a good player. You could be a regular old Joe and win this tournament, and started off a movement that really still runs to this day.
Absolutely.
20 years later, this thing is still ridiculous. Poker game still great. Orange City is an extension of the Daytona Poker Room that was the only one near us, and now there's a number of them around.
And tell you the truth, the Moneymaker effect, Chris the Moneymaker, might be the reason that we are doing a charity poker tournament for our 16th year.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, because when we switched from sporting clays, at the time, poker was hot, and the reason poker was hot is because more people were doing it, watching it on TV, and Chris Moneymaker really got that ball rolling.
Yeah, I've played with him a couple of times. A real nice guy. Super sweet guy. Matter of fact, a lot of the big name poker players like Greg Raymer and guys like that are wonderful people. And they're just really good at this game.
And then there's like the Phil Hellmuth.
They're Mike Mattishouse.
Oh,
God. Oh, man, that guy.
What's wrong with roulette?
Roulette's fine. Nothing wrong with roulette.
Sure. I'm just
No.
throwing it out there.
Yeah.
There's what I want to be. I want to be like there's famous poker players. I want to be a famous roulette player.
I don't know if that works like that, buddy.
I feel a double zero coming.
Yeah, there's no skill in roulette, really. You just got to put your money out there and get lucky.
I know.
That would be awesome.
Well,
Just
you
be
can't-
known as the luckiest guy.
I know.
Do you gamble?
No.
None at all? You never got into it at all? Not even slot machines or craps or anything like that?
No.
Not a thing? Yeah, it's funny because I usually with women, it's funny because women like to play, like my wife loves slots. Like she doesn't like playing board games. She's a great card player. Matter of fact, she's finished at the final table at this tournament. She just gets bored real easily because you have to sit there waiting for a good hand. And with the other games, it's just constant action. But you never got into it?
No. Never had that much money that I could afford to lose. I could always think, let's see, roulette, shoes.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, there you
And
go.
it never won.
Never wins, huh?
No.
As you mentioned, casino passes for the Home Loans Radio Casino still available. RealRadio.fm/poker. You can actually go there and see the people who are going to be there, get more information, and a link to get your casino pass.
Yeah, we give a big fat check to the guys over at the Mustard Seed, which is the only place in the entire state of Florida like this, helping out a myriad of people. You don't have to be just exactly down on your luck. I mean, but if you come to this state or you have a situation where, you find yourself without clothing, without furniture because maybe of a flood or a fire or something like that.
You were caught up in last year's hurricanes
That's
and
right.
you lost everything.
You lost your job because of downturns one way or the other. These guys can help you get all that stuff back. And they're one of the only charities that really operates the way they do. Jim Phillips has been helping these guys out for damn near 30 years.
Yeah.
And we were to continue carrying that flame because they are wonderful and they do great work in this community. So we'll do that for sure. And we give them a big check. Like, this is not one of those things like a portion of the proceeds and you wind up $1,000. It is a big fat check. Usually 15 grand or more almost always.
Yeah, actually, it's been in the 20s the past few years, and that's thanks to everyone who goes, and including the buy-in, the add-ons, the rebuys, the silent auction, raffle items. All that money goes directly to the Mustard
Very
Seed.
good. All right, 407-916-1041. Danny Myring up next from Orlando Date Night Guide for Date Night Done Right. Let's find out what's happening in Orlando this weekend. We'll do that next.
Real Radio and Carl Black Chevrolet want to send you and a friend to Nashville for a fun-filled weekend and tickets to see Luke Bryan. Register to win now at realradio.fm/contests.
Seeing slow traffic in the usual spots this afternoon on I-4 as you travel east and westbound by the major attractions exits. Looking at a crash currently blocking the northbound right lane on OBT at Consulate Drive. Another crash blocking the northbound left lane on Narcoossee as you approach the beach line. If you see any other traffic problems, make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Need an oil change? Valvoline Instant Oil Change is happy to help. Drive in, stay in your car, and let our friendly certified technicians get you back on the road in no time. No appointment needed. Go to getyouroilchange.com for money-saving coupons. Why wait? Come see us today.
Hey, everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Let me stop right there and tell you a story that I have about me and my experience with these guys. My son and my father-in-law. My son was only 18 years old when it came to me. My father-in-law, I believe, was in his mid to late 50s at this time, right? This is a couple years back, right? And they're like, look, we hear you talking about the Filatowski Eye Institute. Is there anything you can do to get us in and get this test to see if we are candidates? And I did it for both of them. When they got in, my son didn't even think twice about it, right? He was already kind of experiencing some bad eyesight issues, and it killed it for him. But the effect it had on my father-in-law at 59 years old was magical. It was magical. For a week, 2 weeks after that, all he kept saying is, I can see that. I can read that. I can see that perfectly clear. No glasses, no contacts, nothing like that. They changed his life. And that's what happens with the Filatowski Eye Institute. These guys are the best. 65,000 of these procedures. They have the experience you want, and they use the best equipment out there. Matter of fact, they have fast recovery times. Most people are back to work the very next day. That's exactly the experience both my son and my father-in-law had. Start seeing the way you were meant to see, guys. You don't have to have glasses or contacts. The Filatowski Eye Institute can do you right, and it's easy. Simply text 1041 to 868686. Schedule that consultation today. Find out if you're a candidate, and they even offer 24-month interest-free financing to qualified patients. Again, text 1041 to 868686. And remember, this is the Filatowski Eye Institute. In my opinion, the only choice for LASIK vision correction.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing?
If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
You wouldn't believe what's under the hood on this baby. Well, try me on because I might believe it. I buy hot rods. I buy old cars. I buy classics. GiveMeTheVin.com. We are America's best car buyer, but we also are talented in older cars. Resto-Mods, specialty stuff, Chevelles, Vets. We've got 100 different buyers, and everybody knows different spaces. So no matter what you have, we're going to come up with a real number for it. If it's on wheels, we buy it at GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Just call up, just call up, just call up, just call up. Injured on the go, just call up.
Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando. Sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
Every day you breathe in thousands of tiny little germs, allergens, and viruses. Don't let these invisible invaders make breathing through your nose impossible. Flush them out with Navage. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping flush out everything that makes you miserable. Nearly 4 million people use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. People like Dan, a verified Navage user who writes, I've had trouble with my sinuses for decades. I always thought something like this was a gimmick, but one use and I'm hooked. I should have bought this a long time ago. The results are immediate and incredible." Unquote. If you suffer from sinus congestion, allergies, or snoring, then Navage is the safe, drug-free solution you've been looking for. Navage is at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
That's Mike saying good morning. It's the best he can do right now. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky. What Mike could use is a fresh start. And Irish Spring Body Wash. The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset Mike needs. Now he's ready
to go to work.
It's Sunday. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring today.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier Factory Authorized Dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
It's happening now. International Diamond Center's spectacular Summer of Savings event, giving you a break from inflation and rising interest rates. Now for a limited time, you get IDC's incredible value price plus 3 years, 0 interest financing. And IDC will even cover your first 2 payments. Rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, colored gemstones, even GIA certified. Buy now and spread your payments over 36 months with 0% interest. How about a $3,000 pair of diamond stud earrings or anniversary band? Your payment is just $84 a month and will even cover your first 2 payments completely. Or how about some rollback pricing on wedding bands at IDC? Now through August, you can take 20% off any wedding band. That's price deflation. International Diamond Center's Summer of Savings event. Your refuge from rising prices. Special discounts and 3 years, 0 interest financing. Now for a limited time. Only at International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations. On approved credit, some product restrictions apply. See store for details.
This Earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassey's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
This Earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. Leave a talk back. You can do that. Just get the iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio, but you get it, and then use that mic to send it on down the line. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Bumpin'.
Jack is here.
Yo.
Ross is here.
Let's make me a better husband.
Let's do date night done right.
Whether you're dating and in love or married and in a fight, keep your romance shining bright. This is date night done right.
You guys give it a good laugh for Danny Meyering from Orlando Date Night.
Hey!
Hey!
Make my wife love me.
What you up to, girl? How's things?
Things are good.
Yeah.
Some exciting stuff opening up around town, and many of us parents are getting ready for back to school, baby.
I feel an edge to you today. I feel an edge.
We had an old family friend in last weekend to hang out for the weekend. She has 3 kids under the age of 10.
Oh.
We talked about, when I said, I looked at her, we're just making casual conversation on the couch. Just casual conversation. I said, hey, school starts soon, right? And her eyes rolled back into her head. It was like just the news was orgasmic. Like, oh God, send them to school, please. I don't even care if they come back.
God bless the teachers.
I got a friend who's a dad who texted me who said, yo, man, it's almost there. And I was like, what? I was confused. He goes, no, my kids are going back into school, so now I can be productive
That's
again.
right,
Yes.
exactly.
It's a whole other timeline when
All
you're a
right.
parent. Yeah.
Danny's here from Orlando Date Night Guide. You can find them online, OrlandoDateNightGuide.com. You can also find what Danny's about to tell us at JimColbertLive.com. So what's going on this weekend in Orlando?
So it's a little bit quiet in terms of events around town, but there are some cool things, especially if like you are looking to chill a little bit, maybe take it a little bit easy. There are lots of cool things going on, and then a couple things opening. So we'll start with the events that are happening. Tomorrow is movie night at Lou Gardens, which is one of our favorite date ideas. This month it's Uncharted, which I've never seen. So if anyone's seen that and they enjoy it, please let me know what you think.
I don't even know who's in it.
I'm looking it up right now.
Wahlberg.
Yeah, Tom Holland, dude.
yeah.
Uncharted. Drake.
I mean, I love Tom Holland.
Not the rapper Drake. I think someone's name is Drake in that. It's a video game.
Okay.
It's a movie it was a movie that was based off of a very successful video game called Uncharted.
Oh, there you go.
I'm probably going to get razzed by somebody for not like knowing or really being interested in this movie. But anyway, Lou Gardens is gorgeous and movie night is fun. So
Sure.
bring your own wine and picnic. You do need to get tickets in advance for that. It's $7. And that is tomorrow at 8:30 at Lou Gardens. Also in the garden is yoga in the garden, and that's on Saturday. So
listen up, Jimmy.
Okay, yeah, very good.
If anybody needs to get a little zen before back to school, this might work. So this is Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. at Mead Botanical Garden. So even if you don't do yoga in the garden, which I totally understand if you're not going to do that, Mead Botanical Garden is free to visit, and a lot of folks don't like explore that park enough. Like there's 2 areas that are kind of off the beaten path there, so that's a nice, romantic picnic spot. I'm always a big fan of doing something free for a first date, so that you're not like
there you go. Oh yeah.
I have one yoga pose that I can pull off. It's called the downward drunk, and I'm very good at it. I usually don't brag on myself. I got that one nailed.
Nailed in yoga positions.
There you go. All right, very good.
And then another kind of chill date idea also on Saturday morning is the fundamentals of coffee brewing. So this made me chuckle.
Ooh.
This is from Lineage Roastery.
Oh, you got to pay attention. Lineage is no joke.
For real. Yeah. Amen. But I have to chuckle because like we all drink coffee every day, right? And we're not really thinking about certain skill sets or whatever, at least most of us. So this coffee class is to help you understand the good and the bad techniques for making the perfect cup of coffee. And so I assume like it's kind of like good wine. Like once you've had good wine and once you've had good coffee, you're like, holy crap,
It is so hard. I'm telling you, in Lineage, I tell people about Lineage all the time. If you want to experience a real, true cup of pour-over brewed coffee, they have a couple other ways that they do it that are also supposed to extract the most flavor from the bean. It is a different experience. I suggest everybody go get a cup. Don't put anything in it first.
Yeah.
Taste the coffee black first, and then you can add whatever. But it's a completely different coffee experience.
Danny, when is this class?
So this is on Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Damn, that's
So,
mine.
it's a college level.
Yeah, no. I was going to call
I was
Ross
good
out.
for an hour.
Yeah.
They promised to
Maybe,
get,
let me double
they
check
promised
the
to make
link or
you
something.
they promised to make you hover by 2.
Right.
Yes, and it's $90 a person. So this is you're gonna have I don't know, a certificate or a degree at the end of it.
Okay,
Be a
coffee degree,
barista.
right?
Yeah, it does say 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So rock on. If you were a coffee lover, go for it. So again, that's Saturday. And that's kind of the main things going on this weekend. I did want to point out next Wednesday, this is going to be nuts. The Mangione Italian Market in Winter Garden is doing an Eras Night, Ladies Night for Taylor Swift.
Oh my God.
And with her announcing the new concert dates, I swear, I think this is going to be nuts. So I don't know, fellas, if you want to go to a crazy ladies' night and see who you might be able to pick up, I don't know. Go for it.
Go get you a Swiftie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love Taylor. I heard one song. Yeah, I love her.
Yeah. What you want to do is take a fishing pole and on the other end put a bottle of Moscato. Yeah. Cast it into the crowd, and I guarantee you'll find you 3 or 4 45-year-olds in no time. And drag them out of there in their pink cowboy hats and let them have it.
And they're all going to be dressed up because it says come dressed as your favorite Taylor Swift era.
There you
for
go.
a special ladies' night from 6 to 9 p.m. This is next Wednesday. So I don't know. I feel like that'd be a lot of fun to kind of see. I'm not a Swiftie, but I totally respect it.
Those Swiftie woo girls are the Swiftie woo girls are they are they're a force. That's an army of humanity.
By the way, that's
indeed.
just Jack practicing for October 2024 when he
Yes.
gets to go back.
Right. I'm sure he
Taylor.
can. Also, next week, this is something to book ahead of time. This is on Thursday, 6:30 to 9, the La Dolce Vita wine dinner at La Femme de Fumage.
Oh,
so
yeah,
another
nice.
one
Yeah.
of those.
East End Market.
Yes. So it's $100 per person, but it is a multi-course Italian dinner with wine pairing. And Tonda, who is the owner of La Femme de Fumage, is going to host it and do it. So, and it's limited seating as well.
Let me tell you something, man. Again, if you want to expand your palate and really experience what that thing is all about, when you hear the cheese and wine thing, it's more than your charcuterie board at your favorite restaurant and a bottle of your favorite white. This is a completely different world. She knows how to curate those cheeses and has the contacts with the wines as well to get those perfect flavor combinations. And you will just experience some things you've not tasted before. It's just that simple.
Yeah,
these
absolutely.
combos are really nuts. And they're good. And that's really a very good price for something like that, to be honest with you.
She's the cheese plug.
Dude, telling you,
Yeah.
she is the cheese plug. Some of these cheeses are $40 and $50, $60 a pound, for just a little bit. And that's what you'll be tasting, things like that. Really exotic stuff that you've never even thought. It's just really cool stuff. She's very good. She is the one in town.
And she's so fun.
Yeah, she's a blast.
You get what you pay for. I remember I went to La Femme du Fromage for a gift for my wife. She's a vegan. They have vegan cheese. And as soon as I bought it, I saw the price tag, and I was like, all right, that's expensive vegan cheese. And then when my wife took a bite of it, I knew I was in trouble because she loved it so much. It is not the first time and last time I bought
it's the standard now.
She has this truffle Gouda that's amazing, but she has this farmer's cheese that comes in, it's in a little jar, and it's, got some fluid around it or whatever, and it's a spreadable cheese. That is such a game changer cheese. If you're used to your normal spreadable stuff, just go get a cube of this stuff and use it on anything you want.
Oh,
you can put it on an old foot, and it would be great.
An old foot. That made me think of Halloween, and I feel like Halloween stuff is coming up pretty quickly.
All right.
It is. Before you know it, we'll be talking about that.
Yep, absolutely. So something that's happening every weekend this month over at Icon Park, The Wheel is doing destination days. And so a couple months ago, they added this game to The Wheel, the big observation wheel, where down below there's different postcards and signages for different destinations around Florida. And then you get this little infrared camera thing, and you take pictures of these little old Florida destinations, and you get a score on your little camera while you're on the wheel. And it's kind of an interesting thing. So now they are having different destinations come there on the weekends to celebrate them. So this weekend it's going to be Space Coast and Cape Canaveral. And so if you are from there, and you have a zip code from the Space Coast, then it's $10 tickets for this weekend for you. And then they're going to have a booth and demonstrations and just different people from different businesses from the Space Coast. The following weekend, it's Crystal River, and the weekend after that, it is Ocala. Baby.
Very nice. Up there in Marion County representing, if everybody gets out alive.
Right. Good grief. So if you're a Florida person like I am, that's kind of fun and interesting. And then because it is back to school, there are lots of back to school events happening. So if you are a parent, we do have a list of back to school events over at orlando-parenting.com. So you can check that out. And then lastly, Primrose Lanes is soft opening tomorrow, and it's going to be bonkers.
So this has been one of the most waited for openings in Central Florida. You guys remember it was the very famous, it
Colonial Lanes.
Colonial Lanes.
Yeah.
People freaked out when it was purchased, and they were talking about knocking it down because it's so legendary.
Mm-hmm.
That little bar there was like one of the hipster bars of all time. But they decided to keep it, turn part of it into a bar / coffee shop or something, and keep like 12 lanes of the bowling alley. And it's supposed to be like an amazing thing. I've heard a couple people say that what they were going to put into it is great. Have you seen it?
Yes. So I stopped by this morning, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's really, really cool inside. And so when you first walk in, on the left is the coffee shop from, it's the same concept as the Robinson. And then you've got the bowling alley at the back. And then the bar and restaurant overlooks the bowling alley. And it's just gorgeous what they've done. And what I absolutely love, it's funny, I was talking to my mama before getting on here. And she explained to me that my grandfather bowled at Colonial Lanes for like years.
Really?
Way back when. This building, this bowling alley opened in 1959.
I'll be damned.
And it closed in 2018. So think of how long that is.
Yeah.
And so, naturally, like, having it gone was kind of a big deal. But the folks that have opened this, they've also done Aloha Beautiful, the Wellborn, Taco Cat, which also has like a tequila bar, speakeasy, Mather's Social Gathering, like all the cool themed, elevated type places around town. And so they have a coffee and breakfast menu in the morning, and then the restaurant opens up at 11 and goes all the way until 2 a.m. The restaurant is first come, first serve, but you reserve a lane if you want to bowl. So you do have to reserve that.
Got it. Very cool.
Yeah, it's
Aren't you?
really neat.
You're a Mathers guy, aren't you? Didn't you just go to the Mathers?
Yeah, no, I've Mathers out pretty hard. But if you haven't seen photos of Primrose Lanes, it is jaw-dropping. It's like a mid-century time machine, right? I mean, all of that furniture seems like swanky, furniture from the 50s.
Very cool.
Yeah, we posted pictures up on our Facebook. We did a little post on our Instagram story, so we were showing it off a little bit this morning.
Yeah, go check both of those out. Orlando Date Night Guy. Just type that in and it'll come right up.
Yeah, I did see on Fox 35 this morning. I don't know if you heard, but I guess Saturday and Sunday they're sold out.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, this place
is already sold out because everybody's been waiting, and they only have 8 lanes down from the original 32.
Is it 8? Is it 8?
Yeah. It's 8.
Wow. Yeah, it was. I remember it being small walking in. And I will say, like, so it's a soft opening. And so I would just encourage everyone to be soft. Try to be patient. Try to be nice. And you know what? Wait till the rush is through. This place is hopefully not going anywhere anytime soon.
It will not.
So, it's probably going to be a little nuts this weekend. Of course, there's that excitement of being one of the first to be there, but if you don't want to deal with the crowds, then it's. I don't think they plan on going anywhere.
Do you get hipster points if you're the first one there?
Right.
No, I don't think. I think it's actually anti-hipster to be the first one there.
Right.
You have to go last and then act like you don't want to be there.
Yeah,
that's the thing to do. You have to go in. You have to wait for months to go in, and then when you get in there after making a reservation, you have to hate it. If you're going to be a hipster, you have to literally hate every minute you're there, and then when you get out, say it was great.
It happens so much. I have to tell you, like doing media events and influencer stuff.
Oh,
like,
no.
There's always like a handful of people that are always like, this is not as good as blah, blah, blah. And then like you see them post and they're all raving about it.
Exactly.
Interesting folks sometimes.
Right.
I love sharing your space with them, huh?
We've encountered them. Yeah. So. Well, Danny, as always, thank you very much. If you'd have missed anything with Danny, you can find it at JimColbertLive.com. Also, OrlandoDateNight.com, OrlandoDateNightGuide.com as well. And the other thing about the back to school stuff is at Orlando-parenting.com.
Yes, that's
very
the
good.
site.
Good and loud for Danny if you don't mind.
Yeah, my wife's gonna love bowling.
All right, have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
And yay, back to school.
All right, 407-916-1041. Back in 1 sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Date Night Done Right, featuring Danny Meyering of Orlando Date Night Guide, is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Buying or refinancing a home can be worrisome enough, but doing it without the best people on your team can make it feel almost impossible. But it doesn't need to feel that way. Put that mortgage guy, Don, on your team and let him show you the broker difference. Already have a quote for your loan or refinance? Go to thatmortgageguy.com, where Don will interpret it for you, tell you how much you're actually paying for your loan, and let you know if you can get a better deal. It really is peace of mind at your fingertips. So don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguydon.com.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Slow traffic continues in the usual spots on I-4 this afternoon, both east and westbound by the major attractions exits. Be on the lookout for a crash causing delays on John Young Parkway at Town Center Boulevard. Another crash reported on Goldenrod blocks the right lane at Valencia College Lane. If you see any traffic problems this afternoon, make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Goldco. Do you think your retirement savings can weather another financial storm? Don't risk losing your money from our country's economic gridlock. Goldco has helped thousands protect their money with gold and silver. Call 855-707-GOLD to find out how you can get up to $10,000 in free silver today.
Guys, do not let this heat here in Central Florida make your life miserable at home. Make sure your AC is ready to go in all circumstances. You can do that with Mills Air. They have helped hundreds of Central Floridians, myself, Deb, Ross, and so many others. These guys come through and nobody else can, and they do it with integrity and a smile. They're wonderful people with 30-plus years of experience right here in Central Florida. Let them use that experience to make sure your AC never quits. That preventive maintenance plan can do that for you. Their techs know all the brands inside and out. You don't even have to know what kind of AC you have. But if you do need a new unit, they got you covered there as well. They're Carrier factory authorized dealers, and that means up to $1,275 in rebates on a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and certainly to the experts at Mills Air. These guys are family owned and operated, and it shows. Call them today, 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
You know that expression, the grass is always greener on the other side? Well, with Massey Services, it's literally true. Why? Because Massey does what the others don't. Every lawn is unique, so Massey starts with a detailed analysis and then builds a customized plan to prevent and control weeds, diseases, and harmful pests. Then they aerate to ensure water and nutrients reach the roots of your lawn. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
There are 16 spots in the playoffs and just one track left. Well, not just any track.
We're basically going to have to win.
Daytona. A last chance to keep playoff hopes alive.
1 point to the good.
And for fans to experience an event unlike any other. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 25th and 26th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance company. And never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Focus on getting better and let us take care of everything else. Our experienced team will get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life. In Office Orlando.
Deals on the McD app are kind of like cool breezes on a hot summer day. You don't know when they're coming, but when they hit, there's nothing quite like them. Save time and get back to summer fun when you order ahead on the app. Pick up a juicy, tender McCrispy, golden fries, and a refreshing Dr. Pepper. It's 30% off your entire order when you spend $5 using mobile order and pay on the McD app. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 6/1/23 through 12/31/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Dr. Pepper is a registered trademark of Dr. Pepper 7-Up, Inc.
A meal at McDonald's brings my family closer together. And now that same meal helps bring other families closer together. When we order a family bundle deal that has 40 crispy chicken McNuggets and 2 large fries, McDonald's donates 50 cents to local Florida Ronald McDonald House Charities chapters, providing a home away from home so families can stay close to their child during medical care. We can also round up our order and the extra will get donated. Food, family, and helping others? What could be better? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password.
Or you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated US-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to lifelock.com.
Ow. Okay, it's all right. Let's just start over. And one, and oh.
Ballroom dancing is a lot like saving for retirement.
Okay, class. Switch up partners. Oh, thank goodness.
It's way easier with someone who knows the right moves. With Fairwinds Credit Union as your dance partner, you can glide into financial freedom by saving more and planning for your future. Visit fairwinds.org/together and become a member today. Fairwinds. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
The podcast Journalista tells the improbable life story of Courtney Cookie Hood. Follow Cookie's adventures from working for CBS News in Managua during the Nicaraguan Civil War to blowing the lid off the Iran-Contra scandal and almost taking down the Reagan presidency.
They're assuming that I know what I'm doing, that I'm a journalist. I wasn't. I was being thrown into the Coliseum to the lions. I had not a clue.
Listen to Journalista on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Are you offended yet? Obviously, we're only kidding. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Oh, the reggae influence, Led Zeppelin. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031.
That sounded like tummy ache Zeppelin.
I'm the singer, Jim. Bass player's Deb. Jack is on guitar. Ross, obviously, drums.
Yes!
You sounded like a turtle going at it.
I got guitar.
That's exactly what they sound like, too.
Yeah, yeah. I nailed it.
Hey, when it rains really bad, do you guys pull over? Like, if you're driving in these storms, it can be so brutal in Central Florida. Do you get freaked out and pull over? Or do you do the flasher thing?
I get freaked out, but I'm too terrified to sit on the side of the road. Neither. I'm too afraid that the driver behind me is going to think that I'm stopped or... I don't...
I'll white knuckle it. I'll lower the radio and just focus on as much of the taillights in front of me as I can see.
And why do you have to lower the radio?
I don't know. I just want...
That's the craziest thing
I
in the world.
want nothing distracting. I want 1,000% focus.
Silence.
Yeah,
Easy.
I have never stopped.
Good for you.
Yeah, I just go slow, white knuckle. It's scary. I don't even know if I don't have the AC vents, to take the front windshield.
Right.
That doesn't really work.
Oh, you don't have the defroster.
Yeah, defroster.
There you go.
I don't have that.
Oh, that's terrifying. Because in the summer, you fog up immediately.
Yeah.
Like it does. It fogs up immediately. That's real dangerous. Look, when it rains so bad that when you have your wipers on high, and it still doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Your vision is still like 10 feet in front of your car.
It's literally
That's
like you're
horrifying.
going through a car wash.
Yeah, some of the most anxiety-ridden times I've ever had on the road have been in these horrible, at highway speeds where you run into these storms where your visibility goes from, perfectly fine to 10 feet at 65 miles an hour, which has happened.
And you can feel, your car just slowly lift up on that little
hydroplaning.
You can just feel your tires no longer making connection with the road. And you're like, all right, foot off the gas, foot off the brake.
Right, exactly.
Let's just roll.
But we can't just forget about one of life's greatest joys. Which is raining, it's pouring, and you go right under an overpass.
Oh, yeah.
And there's just like this weird,
oh, yeah.
quick moment of like pure silence.
Can see.
Yeah.
And you have to dodge all the dudes on motorcycles.
Oh, I know. Those are the ones you always feel the worst for.
They're all piled up under like bats under the bridges. It's trying not to crash and die. Oh, but the reason I bring this up is because you guys know that it is now legal in Florida for you to drive with your flashers on.
God,
Yeah, for the longest time, it was illegal, and now they have passed a new law where you could drive with your flashers on if you want to. Yeah, I think Channel 6 has Trooper Steve that comes on and talks about stuff occasionally. And he says, look, even if you can, you should not. Even if it's okay that the state says you could drive your flashers on, it is not a good thing to do. If you feel that you're so scared or anxious because of the weather, the best thing to do is find the nearest exit, pull off, or just find a place where you can relax until the storm passes, whatever.
But the being able to use your flasher law only applies to roads with highway speed. So
really?
If you're on the 2-lane country roads that you take home at the end of the night, Jimmy, you would not be able to use your flashers on that road. It has to be highway speed.
Wow. Well, it says also with extremely low visibility, I guess, nowadays on roadways, and especially with a posted speed limit of 55 miles an hour or more, that I guess you could use them. I mean, the thing is, if you're freaked out, you're not driving 55. Like, I've been in rain where you could only drive like 10, and even that was sketchy.
Yeah.
But I know it's safer than pulling over to the side of the road.
I'm happy that we finally have an end of this debate with flashers. This is kind of like a gyro.
No.
Thing
It's
to me.
the wrong end. To tell people, oh, it's okay now. Now there's going to be more confusion. Oh, I heard it's okay, but as Deb pointed out, it's highways.
Yeah.
And you still shouldn't do it anyway because there's plenty of reasons why you shouldn't.
I got to tell you.
And so it's sending the wrong message, Ross.
And then an officer comes out and goes, "Yeah, that's the law, but don't do it."
Yeah, that's exactly basically what Trooper Steve said. He said when he mentioned that they passed the law, he did the. When we talked about resting faces earlier, he had the resting, what the hell are they doing face? Like he almost wanted to bury his face into his hands. Like, what are they doing?
Don't we all have that face right now?
Right, exactly. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. We'll do Colbert Court right after this. Our buddy Glenn Klausman is waiting in the wings.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey everyone, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Highs today reaching 92 degrees with a mix of sun and clouds. Now rain chances are going to be on the lower end. We're looking at 30% today, meaning mostly dry skies. And as we head into the overnight hours tonight, wake up temperatures in the upper 70s and we're hot and humid for your Friday. Back to 94 degrees with another day of 30% showers and storms. Have a great rest of your day and depend on the Fox 35 Storm Team.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa's new rechargers are energy drinks for everyday doers. Whether you're going out or staying in, power through your day with a new handcrafted iced or frozen Wawa recharger. Gotta have a Wawa.
It's fast action and it's easy. Just place your bet, big or small, with table game bonus bets at the Orange City Racing and Card Club. With just a $5 minimum, you could feel winning excitement playing the new game, I Love Suits. You'll love this new coverall bonus bet game. There's 14 table games, so take your pick. It's easy at Orange City Racing and Card Club, just off I-4 exit 111B on Saxon Boulevard, Orlando's closest poker.
O'Reilly. Did you know 1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced? O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free. If your battery needs to be replaced, our professional parts people can help you find the right Super Start battery for your vehicle and budget. Don't wait. Get your battery tested for free today at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Packing for your summer road trip? Leave the travel guide at home and bring the Autio app along for the ride. Autio brings any drive to life with fascinating stories about the places you go, all narrated by expert storytellers. Browse through Autio's more than 10,000 fascinating location-based tales to inspire your travel itinerary and discover unique destinations along the way. Wherever summer takes you, make your next drive an adventure with Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at autio.com.
Your spark is all you need. And let's be real, you don't have time for smoke and mirrors anyway. So ditch all the pretentiousness and the lighter it rode in on with Blue. Blue e-cigs are available in a variety of satisfying flavors and nicotine strengths. Even better, it's odorless. When you're living unlit, you're comfortable being your true you. And no one will mistake ashtray for your signature scent. Blue, get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Font Molding 4BV. Copyright 2022. Fontum US LLC.
If you're suffering and there's a safe, natural, easy-to-use solution to help make you feel better, wouldn't you at least want to try it? That's why millions of people use Navage nasal care to help relieve their symptoms of sinus congestion, allergies, snoring, and other nasal-related problems. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping flush out everything that makes you miserable. Nearly 4 million people use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. People like Dee, a verified Navage user who writes, "From years of having a permanently stuffed up nose to being able to breathe is life-changing. Food tastes better, and I no longer go through boxes of tissue a day," unquote. Navage is the safe, drug-free solution you've been looking for. Available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, Target, and Navage.com. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Did you do it yet? Have you opened the free iHeartRadio app and listened to this station to be entered to win $5,000? Each day you come back to listen on the iHeartRadio app is another entry for $5,000 in cash. It pays to listen on the free iHeartRadio app. Download it today.
Go with your gut. Your dog's immune system is based in the gut. A diet lacking in nutrients can cause itching, scratching, and a weak immune system. However, there is a solution. DINOVITE. Dinovite.
It took a grand total of 2 weeks. The dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out.
Try Dinovite for free. Just pay shipping and handling. Learn more at dinovite.com/radio.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dinovite.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next-day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus Next Day Energy with melatonin plus extended-release B vitamins.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Applebee's daily deals for $9.99 and under. There's a deal every day for everyone. Just $9.99 and under. That's all day, every day. Get into your local Applebee's now. Daily deals are dine-in only and limited locations listed on nrpneighborhood.com. Limited time only while supplies last. Participation varies.
Hi, welcome to IKEA. Talk.
Talk? What's talk?
That's thank you in Swedish. We're saying talk to our loyal IKEA family members with lots of discounts and new lower prices on your favorite items, from the kitchen to the bathroom.
Wow, talk.
No, talk to you. Visit IKEA-USA.com/family-offers to check out our offers available to you. Offers valid 8/2 to 8/20. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store and IKEA-USA.com for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. It's supposed to be a little dry today.
It is.
No rain, only 30% chance, so the heat will be there for you perpetually throughout the day.
We do have some showers, but not enough.
Yeah, we're certainly hoping that you are having a wonderful week as well. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack.
Yeah.
And my friend Ross as well.
It's true.
Let's do Colbert Court.
What you are listening to is real. Well, sort of. The participants are not actors. That's a fact. This is, however, a real case that will be decided here in our forum, the Colbert Court.
That's right. Colbert Court brought to you by our friends over at Klausman Law. That's KLAUSMAN Law. Office is right there in Winter Park, 407-917-1718. Car crash, call Klausman. Good and loud for Mr. Glenn Klausman, guys.
Yeah!
This guy, international traveler, back last night. Let me tell you the dedication of Mr. Glenn Klausman. Did not sleep for 24 hours. Hops on a plane from Paris like 4:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, fly straight here. When did you land?
We landed in Orlando 6 o'clock last night.
6 o'clock last night, gets a little bit of sleep, and is able to come in today.
Yeah. Well, and I was happy helping clients over the phone while I'm there.
Which is bananas, by the way.
No, not really. I mean, well,
listen, it's so funny. I got bitched out by you. It was great. But I said it on the air. I was like, don't bother him. He's on vacation. I think that afternoon, he's like, hey, man. Hey, man. I got bitched out for telling somebody not to get bothered on vacation.
That's right. I heard it, and 5 minutes later, I'm texting you saying, hey, anybody needs me, they can text me, they can call me.
That's dedication, bro.
Well, what happens is my wife goes into places to shop and do whatever, and I'm sitting there, and I'm happy to take calls and happy to help people.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And it was beautiful. You said it was, I asked you about the weather because, of course, this heat wave is not just isolated to the United States. Europe also burning up, and they've been burning up every summer now for a few years as well. But you kind of caught a little plume of fine weather.
Yeah, Southern Europe, very hot, but Paris in Northern Europe was very cool.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it was great.
Mid-60s, a little drizzly, just make it perfectly romantic.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Now,
great time.
You've been a number of times, right?
I have, yes.
So out of curiosity, because when I would go to New Orleans, and of course that's not Paris, but it's actually not far from it. I'm joking, it is, but it's still French. But the point is like we try to see as many different things as possible. Do you find yourself doing different stuff, or do you fall in love with just the same things and just kind of go back there and relive those same things every time?
Well, there's a couple of restaurants that we love that we always go to, but since we're there enough days, we do try to find a lot of other new things, and we always discover wonderful new things. And Paris is, the city is a medieval city. There's cobblestone streets in the center city, and there's all these incredible buildings and palaces and whatever that they're 400 years old. And there are a lot of places where my wife finds it's wonderful to shop and collect things, and she's an interior designer and buys for clients and whatnot. And it's just a great time. There's great museums, great art. Anything you want is there.
So you've been to Europe a number of times?
Yes.
Okay. Would you suggest Paris over almost any other place that you've gone in Europe?
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
really. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's wonderful. And we've also, we did a side trip once to Marrakesh, Morocco, which was an interesting place for a couple days.
Really?
Very interesting.
Yeah, what made it so interesting? You have that wry smile of interesting.
No, it's fascinating.
Yeah, culturally, I mean, it's completely different than everything.
Yeah, it's fascinating. They have these, they call them souks, it's like something out of the movie Casablanca, where all these little alleyways where there's vendors of one sort or another. They set up in the square in the evening where food vendors come in and they're burning all different things. They've got somebody with these monkeys that do tricks. They got the cobra snake charmers.
My God, it's like an Indiana Jones movie.
Oh,
for real.
It's fascinating.
That's awesome. Food good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Paris, the food is incredible.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's kind of where the food thing started, right? Like that hot cuisine.
It's incredible, and it's not expensive. I mean, we ate in an outdoor market that's been there for several hundred years, where there's a bunch of different kind of vendors. I sent you a picture of one where he's called the Paris Butcher. He's got a cooling, like a refrigerator unit there with the size of beef hanging, and he pulls out whatever kind of cut you want, and he trims off the fat and gives it to you. There's we ate at a wonderful Moroccan food vendor. The food was just terrific and inexpensive.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. So it's funny, you hear about all the people, you go to any of the places, any of the stereotypical places in Europe, and you'll hear weird things, but everybody always says it's either Venice or Paris. Those are the places you want to go.
Venice is terrific too, but Venice is very expensive.
Yeah.
Compared to Paris.
Have you been to Mexico?
Oh, my God.
I have not been to Mexico. My wife's been, but I've not been.
I'm going to Mexico.
All right, where are you going?
Mexico.
Yeah, that one. Thanks, Jim.
Mexico.
Yeah, God, man, he still got it. I am going to Playa del Carmen, where I'll be sipping on the most expensive, overpriced margaritas.
All right, should be a good
Mexico.
time. I'm sure you'll have a good time wherever you go, Ross.
Yeah, that's a guarantee.
All right, so let's get to it. I know that you wanted to discuss a couple things. We've kind of gone over what you should do after an accident. And we've talked about that before, and it's vital, really, to be honest with you. Actually, some of the most important moments of your accident are what you do directly after the fact. And what else do you want to focus on today?
Well, we talked about what you do at the scene, taking pictures and all the other stuff that you do at the scene. And after the scene, after the next day, if you've got an injury where it's neck and back, and it's a whiplash-type injury, which is very, very common in car accidents, if you feel like you need to, you go to the emergency room, of course, or if you don't, you go to an urgent care center. But you need to get treatment right away. The rule is you got to get it within 14 days, but you need to get it as soon as possible, because there's a couple of reasons for a lot of the things I'm going to suggest. There's two different tracks. One track is you want to get the best recovery you can for the injuries you have. And to do that, you need the best medical treatment. You need the best diagnosis of what's going on inside your body. The other track is if you've got a claim where you're going to seek compensation, you've got to look at it from the perspective of how an insurance adjuster evaluating your claim is going to look at it. So if you wait 10 days, first of all, your injuries can get worse by not getting treated and evaluated right away.
I would think, can I interrupt? I
Sure.
would think the worst possible thing that could happen, though, would be that you feel like you've gotten better. Like, that's what happened to me. I had a crash. It hurt pretty bad for 3 or 4 days. And I was like, oh, I'm fine. I'm young. And then I find out a couple months later, I tried to look up. I was doing something. I looked straight up, and it just like it re-inflamed that injury. And I was like, damn. I probably should have made a move. So that's the other thing that's kind of a big player, too, because you think to yourself, oh, it really wasn't that bad. I'm not hurt all that bad. I feel fine now.
But that's more unusual, I think, from what I see. Yeah. Usually I see people, they think they're going to be okay, and they don't go, and they keep waiting, hoping they're going to get okay, and they end up getting worse, and they finally do go. So the sooner you go, usually the better, especially from the perspective of an insurance company evaluating your claim. They like to say, well, you didn't go to a doctor until after you saw your lawyer, so this whole thing that you're doing, trying to get money, is, it's not because you're hurt, it's because you're trying to get money. So it's important. And then it's important that you see the right kind of doctors. If you are going to a doctor that you've looked up on the internet, it looks like they've got good reviews, that's great. If you're going to someone where you've been contacted by someone to go to a doctor, that's a red flag. And there are these groups that somehow get information about who's been in an accident, and they contact people and try to send them to these medical clinics. And that should raise a red flag to people. And if you've hired an attorney and the attorney suggests a doctor, that's usually a good thing, because that's the attorney's familiar with that doctor. Sometimes these certain firms have caseworkers that are dealing with these things and sending people to the same doctors over and over. And you can walk into the doctor's office and you've got 15 or 20 people sent by the same attorney law firm. And that's, something that if you're happy there and you think they're treating you well, that's great. But if it starts getting to the point where, I'm wondering if I'm really being treated to help me medically versus being treated to help the lawyer in his case, that's something you should really start questioning, because the most important thing to you is really getting better. The money's going to help, but if you don't get better, and if you get worse by not being treated correctly medically, then that's not a good thing. And very important, even though you get x-rays that are normal, x-rays only show the bones. They don't show what's called soft tissues, which are the ligaments and the discs that are in the spine, which get damaged, don't show up on x-rays, and you really need an MRI scan to see what's going on inside your body. MRI scans are great. They give you a picture of what's going on in your body. And they now have a lot of facilities that you don't have to lay down on a table and get moved into a tube.
You just stand up and they wrap the damn thing around you.
Yeah, you sit down and the magnets are around you and you're looking out and it's not claustrophobic. And it's so important to get an MRI if you have continuing symptoms, especially if you're having symptoms going down your arm to your fingers, because that's an indication you've herniated a disc or injured a disc in your neck that is pressing on a nerve that comes out of the spinal cord and goes down to your hand. So if you have any kind of what's called radiating symptoms into an arm or into your hand, you want to get that MRI to see if there's a disc damage. And if it's low back and you've got any symptoms out from the low back down to the leg or to the feet, then that's also the type of thing where you really need an MRI to see, well, what's going on? Is there a disc that's pressing on the nerve? Because the doctors need to know that to treat you.
And let me tell you, when you have that, it never goes away. I mean, that is one of those things I can attest, still deal with it to this day. It never goes away. I did want to ask you this, though. Centricare and other kind of walk-in clinics like that most people go to find out if they have strep throat or if they need simple stitches or if they have a cold so they can get antibiotics, because that's what they can do. Would you suggest, like, let's say people, you get into a crash, you don't have a primary care doctor, you don't really have somebody you can go to, it's not really in your realm. Right. Would you suggest places like that? I mean, do they work? Because most of them can do x-rays. Sure. Most of them don't have MRIs, but they could certainly, they could prescribe MRIs, could they not?
Sure, absolutely. And like GuideWell, there's one across from right near Trader Joe's in Orlando on 7092. They have a CT machine. I know that because I've been through it myself there.
Really?
So, yeah, I mean, yeah, some of those places are very good. If you don't want to go to the hospital, the bill's going to be a lot less also than going to a hospital. And
But I was just wondering because I don't know how that kind of I don't know how those diagnoses hold up in court. I don't know if they give any more value to a hospital diagnosis as opposed to like a Centricare or a walk-in clinic diagnosis.
No, I think they'd be the same. The difference that you have is the bill's going to be a lot bigger with the hospital.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's we see a CT scan where you go to a freestanding place like a lot of these MRI facilities and imaging facilities all around town have MRIs and CT scans, and they might charge you, a couple $1,000s for a scan for CT. You get that same CT at one of these hospitals here, and it may be $8,000.
Damn.
And they might want to do 3 of them, because
wow.
And the thing is, MRIs and CTs pretty much show the same stuff. They show inside the body and the ligaments and the discs, but a CT scan can be done in 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
MRI 45 minutes.
Right.
So the hospital, they're going to do the CT scan because the ER emergency room is going to want to get you in and out and know what's going on quickly.
Sure.
So they'll do 3 of them, and you'll get a bill for $20,000 or more. Where you can go outside to another facility and the same bill be much, much less.
So with that said, listen, I mean, the obvious thing here is this. Like, people are listening to this and are like, yeah, sure, I'll walk right in and get a CT scan. No big deal. Obviously, I don't have $4,000 sitting in my bank to do that. So what do you tell people who are sitting there and they're like, okay, I have like $500 in my bank account and my rent's due and I still got it in a crash. I've got the appropriate insurance and I do want to make sure that I'm okay because I think I do have a case. Mm-hmm. How do you go about getting this information, including a CT scan, with that kind of
great question.
That price looming there.
Great question. First of all, you got to remember that your car insurance, no matter who's at fault in the accident, is going to pay up to $10,000 towards your medical bills. So you've got that right off the bat. If you've got health insurance, you're in a much better position. If you've got uninsured motorist coverage, you're in a much better position because if the person that caused the accident doesn't have enough coverage to pay, if your bills become $20,000 instead of $10,000, that uninsured motorist coverage that you've bought is going to protect you to whatever level you bought it.
Right.
So don't worry about the price because you've got $10,000 right off the bat that's going to be covered if you have any kind of significant injury that you need treatment for.
Yeah. Talking to Glenn Klausman, Klausman Law, KLAUSMAN law.com. Offices right there in Winter Park. Well, I find that interesting because, if you get into a crash, first things first, you're just freaking out. You want to make sure you're covered. Most people don't think down the road of what this is going to look like in court in a month or 2 months or 3 months or whatever.
Right.
And have you seen people kind of ruin their chances in court by waiting too long? I mean, that 14 days is,
that's got to happen all the time. That's got to be the number one, just, face hands moment. I should have done that.
Like you can't believe that you let something like that slide.
Yeah.
And it's a great topic you're bringing up because the wrong medical treatment where you go someplace and they go through your $10,000 of coverage and they don't even order an MRI.
Right, man.
Or if you stop treatment and there's gaps in treatment, like you go for a few times, maybe 5 or 6 times, and the doctor wants you to come back and you don't show up for appointments and you have a several month gap in treatment. Then the insurance company evaluating your case says, hey, you must have got better, and then something else must have happened. I mean, we go through that. So the gaps in treatment are bad, and not following through what the doctors recommend is not a good situation either. But again, if you're not happy with that particular doctor, you need to find another doctor you're going to be happy with. And if you've got a lawyer, you should be talking to the lawyer, not a caseworker, to let the lawyer know that you're not happy, why you're not happy, and get me to the right place.
What do you do if a doctor says, like, if let's say somebody's listening to this segment right now, and they get into a crash this afternoon.
So.
Yeah, me too. And they get into a crash this afternoon, and they go to one of these walk-in clinics, and they do X-rays. You definitely have neck pain. You have some pain in your shoulders and your lower back or whatever, and they do X-rays and say, hey, man, we're looking at the X-rays. I don't see any broken bones, so I don't know what to tell you. And they don't automatically suggest that you get an MRI. Is that something you can look at the doctor and say, hey, look, an attorney that I know tells me in situations like this, even if there aren't broken bones, I'll probably need to get an MRI. Can you actually suggest to those doctors to write you a prescription for an MRI so that you're covered?
You can ask, absolutely, you can ask, but they're going to determine it based upon their training, background, experience, and what they're seeing as far as your symptoms. If your pain is not that intense, if you do not have any symptom going out from the neck, down the arm, if you do not have a symptom going out from the low back down the leg, chances are they're going to be more reluctant to order one. If you have those kind of symptoms, which are called radiating symptoms, where if you got a disc pressing on a nerve in the neck, it's going to go down to your arm or to your fingers, or if you got one pressing on a nerve in the low back, it'll go down your leg. If you have those kind of symptoms, then they should be ordering some diagnostic tests other than X-rays.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glenn, when you were on your trip, you were over in France.
Yeah.
How often do you find yourself curious about Europe's insurance policies? Did you look into that while over there just because of your, lawyer curiosity?
That's a great question.
Yeah, it's a great question. And, we've been a few times, and we usually get the insurance that you can buy when you're out of the country, because when you're out of the country, your insurance here is not going to cover you.
From your own insurer, you buy it when you tell them, you call your insurance company and say, hey, look, I'm traveling to Paris. I'll probably be renting a car, or do you buy it from the car that you
buy it from one of these online companies that sell insurance when you're in a foreign country.
Interesting.
Like when you're in Mexico, your car insurance is not going to cover you. We're also in Mexico.
Wow.
So if you're concerned about getting in a car accident over there, you buy insurance for the 10 days, 2 weeks, whatever it is you're going to be there. And it's not that expensive because it's such a short period of time you'll be there. But it's a great question. And in Paris, this time my wife had a medical issue while she was there. We had to go to a doctor. And it was interesting. We called up, like 5 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday saying, we don't want to have to go to the hospital. Let's see a doctor. And the concierge at the little hotel we were staying at calls the doctor. He says, yeah, come on in, 9:45 p.m.
What?
Come on over. We get there. It's the doctor's by himself in the room. He's probably 27, 28 years old, sitting there with his computer. Behind a little wooden desk, does a little bit of an exam, and prescribes some antibiotics that work wonderfully.
Wow, unbelievable!
And it was $60.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
unreal.
60 bones?
$60.
Yeah, but back to you do the lawyering over in Europe. Do you research anything while you are in Europe so you can then write off the trip on your taxes?
Can we move on to the next question?
But Glenn, you said $60 over in France.
Yeah. Actually, Jack, my wife is doing her business over there.
Oh, there you go.
You said it was $60 for antibiotics. I'm curious, what would that look like here in Florida? That same exact thing, 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
you would not get an appointment. You'd have to go to some kind of urgent care center on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah, you'd go to walk in and then
$221.
Yeah, $221 then plus whatever the prescription costs. Which with the antibiotics in America, they're not expensive at all.
No, but you'd only be there for about 8 hours for $221 and 8 hours out of your life. That sounds like a fair deal.
Yeah, and it's interesting too. The pharmacies over there can prescribe certain medications for you that pharmacists here cannot prescribe.
Really?
Yeah. It's just the particular antibiotics for whatever it was,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Plus those antibars, I feel you. I'm just joking.
Yeah.
You gave me a weird look there when I said that.
Yeah. Go back to the tax write-off. He fielded that beautifully.
Right. Well, buddy, as always, great job. We appreciate it. If you missed any of this, you can go to JimColbertLive.com. We break it out so you can hear it. If you're traveling over there, you had an experience with a crash, these are really good. This is really good information to have, and it works out great. Of course, you have saved people tens of thousands of dollars and made them that much, too, based on information that you have that other attorneys just simply don't pay attention to. We've seen it live in action right here on the show.
Yep, great. I love helping people, and it's important. I'm glad you brought up that a lot of people travel out of the country this time of year.
Sure thing.
And look online. I think it's called Allianz. Look online for out-of-country insurance for.
Man, what a nightmare that seems like it could be.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my God!
Which is why if you don't have to drive when you're overseas, it's probably best.
And it depends on what country you're going to.
Exactly.
I think Paris is going to be a little bit different than Mexico.
And it helps being, in Glenn's position with that kind of knowledge.
Yeah, for sure. Right.
What do you have against Mexico?
He doesn't.
Mexico.
The food is great.
All right, I'll take the food. Is great.
Margaritas are good too. All right, you guys give it up good and loud for Glenn That's Klausman Law, KLAUSMANlaw.com. Office is right there in Winter Park, 407-917-1718. Car crash, call Klausman. Glenn, we'll see you next week.
Yep.
You got it, buddy. All right, 407-916-1041. Back in 1 sec.
Real Radio and Carl Black Chevrolet want to send you and a friend to Nashville for a fun-filled weekend and tickets to see Luke Bryan. Register to win now at realradio.fm/contests.
From the Klausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Klausman Law. KlausmanLaw.com.
Slow traffic continues in the usual spots on I-4 this afternoon, both east and westbound by the major attractions exits. Be on the lookout for a crash causing delays on John Young Parkway at Town Center Boulevard. Another crash reported on Goldenrod blocks the right lane at Valencia College Lane. If you see any traffic problems this afternoon, make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Brightline Trains. Ride brighter with high-speed rail to South Florida. Experience premium lounge perks, roomier seats, and onboard meal and drink service with 16 daily departures to South Florida. Adult fares from $79, kids from $39. Book now at gobrightline.com.
Did you know there are 14 different fees that can show up on a loan estimate that are going directly to your lender? Now, do you know how to identify them in your quote? Don't worry. That mortgage guy Don does. He reads these all day long. All you need to do is hit the compare quote button and upload your quote for review. That is it. That mortgage guy Don has over 250 5-star Google reviews and over 1,100 reviews, and you can check them all out at thatmortgageguydon.com. Plain and simple, no spam, no hassle, just peace of mind at thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
With Spectrum Mobile and the new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 and Galaxy Z Flip 5, you get faster speeds with Spectrum Speed Boost. Pre-order through Spectrum now and get up to $1,000 off, plus the value of your trade-in and a free storage upgrade. Hurry! Offer ends August 10th. Visit a Spectrum store or spectrummobile.com to pre-order the new Samsung Galaxy Z. Visit spectrum.com/policies/mobile-terms for details. Restrictions apply. Spectrum Internet required. Auto pay required.
Hi, everyone. Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Man, in just one visit, Life Imaging FLA has shown its worth to me. And at 55 years old, I just cannot shrug off lingering aches or unexplainable pain anymore. With known kidney and prostate issues on both sides of my immediate family, I don't ignore those now. The instant I had the opportunity to visit Life Imaging FLA for their free heart scan, I didn't pause for a second. And what do we find? Cyst on my kidneys and a mildly enlarged prostate. I took that scan info directly to my primary care doctor, and we started building my plan immediately. You feel empowered and even better, more in tune with your body so you can get the most out of life. No dyes, you don't take off your clothes, and it only takes minutes. Don't wait. Do what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA right now for your free heart scan with just a few minimum requirements. That's a $699 value. And while you're there, ask about their cancer screening as well. Just pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. That's pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. Guys, make that call and make this the day you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Attention business owners. Was your company impacted during COVID? If you had W-2 employees during 2020 and 2021, you may be entitled for up to $26,000 per employee through the Employee Retention Credit Program. This is not alone. The IRS paid back billions already. We've helped thousands of businesses just like yours. So let us help you. At ERC Business Solutions, we make it simple. We do it all for you, so you won't have to worry about the complex application process. There's absolutely no risk. If you don't get paid, we don't get paid. Most businesses do qualify, even those with no decline in revenues or those that already got PPP. Discover how much you can claim. There's no cost or obligation. Call now, 800-375-1175. That's 800-375-1175. Get up to $26,000 per employee. Call 800-375-1175. 800-375-1175.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Pollo Tropical has a real Cuban sandwich, down to the cut. More roast pork. Esto es lechón, and it will always be lechón. Ham, cheese, pickles. Because without pickles, it's not a real Cuban. Mantequilla is a gift from God, and it's pressed until the cheese melts. A classic. And the drive-thru, it's like una ventanita. The Cuban sandwich from Pollo Tropical. It doesn't get more Cuban than this.
When it comes to $1 small Slurpee drinks at 7-Eleven, no one's doing it like you. You're inventing new flavor combos, throwing caution to the wind. You're a frozen fizz whiz, a pina colada prodigy. You mix cherry and blue raspberry like a pro. Only you know the perfect ratio. Just when they think you're done, you add a splash of summertime citrus.
just because you can. And because your small Slurpee drink masterpiece is just $1 at 7-Eleven. Slurpee, anything flows. Expires 12/31/2023 plus tax. Visit store for details.
Wells Fargo lets you know where you stand with your FICO credit score. What if you knew where you stood with everything? Like your kids' friends.
Hey, boys. How do cows stay informed?
Dad, don't.
They read the Moo paper.
Mr. Otis, you're the funniest.
It's good to know where you stand. And when it comes to your FICO credit score, you can with a Wells Fargo account.
Visit wellsfargo.com/getFICO to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. FICO is a registered trademark of Fair Isaac Corporation in the United States and other countries. Wells Fargo Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch. Yeah. We like it when you watch. At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
So me and my wife buy this condo 3 or 4 years ago, and we're in bed watching the ID channel, and it has a story about this guy who killed in Melbourne, killed this lady and raped her, killed her, stabbed her, set her on fire. Come to find out, it's in the condo right below us, and it was the guy that's getting put to death in the next day.
Yeah. Barnes or something like that.
Yeah,
I think,
tonight
right?
actually at 6 p.m. at Rayford.
Yeah. Killed her with a hammer.
Yes, after he tried strangling her.
Lock him in. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Deb, it worked out perfectly. We said there's going to be no rain, and what's it doing?
It's raining!
All right, that's why we're here.
Nailed it.
And we're not Tony Manalfi.
See, Ross, this is why they pay attention to the weather. Learn something.
We're no Tom Sorrells, that's for sure. No Captain Sunshine over here.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
And, so, interestingly, this is the wrong case. Where is that real quick? I'm sorry.
That song just stirred up some emotions for me. I just wanted to be like a 15-year-old girl in a convertible.
This is the Cranberries, right?
Yeah, living my best life.
Yeah. You know what Glenn just told me? He goes, they travel to Paris in January and or July because in Paris, in France, you, as a retailer, you can't put anything on sale. Like if you have a store in Paris or in France in general, you can't put anything on sale.
Wow.
There's only 2 times a year you can put anything on sale or mark the prices down, and apparently it's in January and July. So let that be a note to you travelers there that if you're going to go over there, and he says, man, he goes, and they go crazy. He goes, you'll get some of these secondhand shops in Paris. You know, of course, that's one of the hubs of fashion in the world, right?
Yeah.
You'll go over there to those secondhand shops, and you'll be rolling through those racks, and like every other thing is like, one of these big time
designers,
fashion designers, Gucci and Prada everywhere. You're buying it for $5. $5. He goes, they bought a suitcase and brought like 50 pounds more of stuff back over.
All cheese.
Just from clothes and stuff, yeah.
Just tubs of cheese.
Plus 4 antiques.
Oh, yeah, for sure. All right, 407-916-1041. Hey, we saw this video this past week of this cop that pulled over this driver, this 16-year-old.
Oh.
Where was it, on the 408?
No, it was on the I-4 express lane.
Oh, that's right, the express lane.
And it was, in Orange County, I want to say it was a sergeant.
Yeah, did you see the story? Corporal.
Yeah,
there
you go.
Right. Did you see the story?
I heard about the story. I did not see the video.
Did you?
I heard about it, didn't see it.
It made national news. Yesterday, it made the rounds on national news.
Yeah.
Because I guess the cop did something that was really unusual. I've actually never heard this happen. He called the parents of the kid to come down and pick him up.
No, he made the kid call his dad.
Yeah, you're right. He made
even worse.
he made his kid call his own dad to come down and get him. And he said, bring somebody else with you because you'll have to drive the car home because he's not going to be able to drive. He's more than likely going to lose his license. He could have taken him to jail if he was 18 years old. He goes, without question, you'd be going to jail. Because didn't we talk about this? About the whole idea of so much more over the speed limit? Like it's automatic jail time if you're 18 years old. Like if it's 65 or 70 and they catch you going like 90 or 100, they have the ability to take you directly to jail if they want.
In this video, the sergeant corporal had said to the teenager, if you were 18, you'd be going to jail and your car would be towed. He called the parents partly because he caught the kid on the I-4 express lanes driving 132 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's pretty fast. He saved it on his gun so that when the parents could get there, he could actually show them on his radar exactly what the speed was.
Now he's looking at a statutory fine of at least $1,104.
Yeah.
But the deputy said, "Listen, the judge, that's statutory. That means the judge can put anything on top of that he wants, and he may take your license away for a year." But beyond that, what he shared with the parents, I thought was powerful. He said about 8, 9, 10 years ago, he had stopped a 16-year-old kid in a brand new Mustang. Parents going through a divorce, bought him the car. He gets pulled for speeding.
Oh, those guilt gifts are the best.
Except when it's a 16-year-old boy and you give him something like a Mustang.
Like a 400 horsepower car.
Speeding enough that they required a court date. Go to the court date. The parents, the deputy's like, "Listen, this is too much car for this kid. He can't handle this." "Oh, yeah, we're going to take the car away. We're going to take the car away." 3 weeks after that court date, he wrapped it around a tree. So the deputy wanted these parents to understand.
That's a kind of a weird thing, though, isn't it? To have like, I wonder how often that happens, how cops, like, if a cop would dish out like a moral story, like like almost like a fable, to kind of make a point. I mean, I could see him calling down because that's something you have to do. Like, you need to come get the car. I guess he could have just towed it, right? But
I don't know, but I think why he did that was because he's tired of seeing 16-year-old boys wrap themselves around trees because they're driving cars that are beyond their ability.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan's kid did this.
Even beyond their
Hulk Hogan's kid.
Beyond their ability, you are giving a testosterone-fueled young man 650 horsepower.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even have that kind of horsepower.
Yeah, Nick Hogan.
Whoa! What kind of car was this?
This was one of those GT Mustangs.
It looked like a GT. I mean, it was beautiful, and it was his.
I mean, I don't know about the 6. I mean, it's pretty close though. I mean, but Nick Hogan's son had an 800 horsepower Supra, and blew and just was had a wreck and put, I think, a friend of his and that was paralyzed the guy.
It was a Supra.
Yeah.
It was a Supra that got pulled over on this 16-year-old kid who got the fable as a punishment.
And again, that's a 400 plus horsepower car, I believe.
And an $1,100 plus dollar fine.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean,
what do you think the judge gives him?
What do you think he got from his parents? What do you think the ride home next to his dad? Do you think it was silent, or do you think he got yelled at?
I wonder if he went 132. I thought you told me he could do 150.
No, it's not Ethan Crumb's parents.
Yeah,
These
right.
are some this is different.
Well, you never know, man. You give a 16-year-old kid a Supra. I mean, that's.
Well, he says it was his.
There should be. That, I don't know if I say a word on the way home.
See, I
think it's silent on the way home.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Let him think about it, and then you get home. It's like, we'll talk when we get home.
Should there be a limit on how much horsepower a car has per age?
Dog,
could you do that? I mean, theoretically, if you're 18 or under, could you see a law in Florida or a law nationwide that if you're 16 or let's say you're 18 or
18
younger
or
than
under,
that, that for 2 years, 16, 17, and 18, the most horsepower your car can have is like what Ross has, like maybe 90.
All right, unnecessary jab. But do you believe in that? Would you want that?
I wouldn't have any problem with that.
Because that is one of the heaviest driving regulations that would ever exist.
Yeah, but at the same time,
yeah.
I'm surprised that this 16-year-old could even afford the car insurance rates.
Well, chances
for
are
a 16-year-old.
So the story I just read, they referred to it as his dad's car.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
But man, I didn't know. I haven't seen a Supra in a while.
Yeah, they just rebooted him. They just They stopped making them for a while.
Yeah, but it was like the must-have thing.
Yeah.
I have heard Angel talk about it before, where it's coveted.
The old ones are going for a lot of money.
I think Fast and Furious might have kind of help that
It
as well.
certainly
without
did.
a doubt.
But for car guys, way before the Fast and Furious movies, the Supras were pretty revered. It's like the Nissan GT, the Skylines.
Yeah.
Is like one of the things now. We pulled up, oh my God almighty.
Right, for the longest time, you couldn't get a Skyline in the States.
Bro, I pulled up next to one the other day, and I looked at my wife, and my wife is not a car person at all. I said, you probably would never know it, but that little blue car right there is a monster. It is a monster. She's like, really? And I'm like, that thing is a beast. Yeah,
What car?
It's a
Skyline.
Skyline
the
GT.
Nissan.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. I love the brake lights on it. Those 4 circles.
I like how plain it looks. The fact that you could roll up, and if nobody knew it was a GTR, you would be in bad shape because those things are so quick.
But I've always been blown away.
Yeah,
that,
that's a pretty car.
That we're just like that our cars can go over 100.
Right. But I mean, just
that's
real quick.
wild to me. I'm happy that they can. Hell yeah, freedom, let's ride. But it's also like, I'm surprised.
You think that would be a really big regulation saying anybody 18 or under can't have more than maybe 90 or 100 horsepower in their car until they turn 20 years old or 18 years old?
How do you implement that? You're going to have some sort of hardware governor on engines.
No, I mean, I would think.
Well, it's coming to a point where it'll just be an app.
Yeah, right. It'll just be an app, right?
If it is an app, then that would be the only way where it would still be like kind of effortless. But even then, you're coding for an app that's tough.
Well, let me tell you right now, Tesla already has that. Matter of fact, the Mach-E already has it right now. You can do an update, software update on our car, and the company could regulate what percentage of that battery it can use.
Well, someone just said
Tesla can do the same thing, by the way. You can get these codes that unlock more power in Teslas.
Well, and the other way around, my truck has a teen driver setting where you can limit it. Think most don't know they even have it, but someone else texted us at 77031 and said, my son took the school bus for the rest of the school year. His twin sister got to drive to school.
Ooh.
Can you imagine?
Let me tell you what, that's the ultimate punishment.
Letting your twin sister drive your vehicle.
If you have the ability to drive a car and your parents can afford to get you a car and you do something so egregious that you have to ride the bus, let me tell you something. That's like being sent down to the minors. That's like being a star pitcher and the next day you're on a bus to Tulupo. Is that a Tulupo?
It's like
Tupelo.
Tupelo, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. Tupelo, Mississippi.
Thank you.
So this Nissan Skyline GTR, which looks like a sporty sedan, but with this fin, this tail on it. The as shown price on their website.
I think it's 125,000, isn't it?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah. I know it's 6.
The Nissan.
Yeah, did you see the horsepower on it? I think they have
565 on the horsepower.
It's a 6-cylinder. I think it's a twin turbocharged 6-cylinder.
Those things can
Wonder
get
what the
you
gas mileage is.
It's actually not that bad. That's the thing. That's the thing with the Supers. If you don't get in them, it's not awful. And get in them means, you know what I'm saying? Play.
Yeah.
Get in it.
Like, get on it.
Get on it.
You guys, I understand. I drive slower than you guys, but I don't know how fast or slow I drive cars because this isn't up to me. The way I drive my car is not up to me. That is on the car. All right? You guys are always talking crap. Look at them going 45 miles an hour. Go 45 in my car and see what that feels like.
It's all relative, huh?
It feels 60 to 70,000 miles an hour.
Let me tell you something, and it's the same. And to me, I would prefer that than the opposite because you're getting that thing that my wife drives, that Mach-E.
You can't feel it.
Buddy, listen. Listen to me. You're driving that. I'm like going down just 1792, and I look down, I'm going like 64. I'm like, what are you doing? And it feels like you're just barely moving in the thing.
Like you're walking.
Oh, my God.
Same thing. I think that's like one of the big determining factors of how nice a car is for me now. Is when you go 90, does it feel like we're going 30?
We felt the same way. We had a Lincoln Navigator back in the day when we had all those kids. God. And that thing was like driving a cloud. And you couldn't feel the road at all. You just kind of floated. And that's another one. You look down, you're going 80 everywhere. Too easy. All right, 407-916-1041. Back in 1 sec.
In a world of ever-changing algorithms, you can still find us here. Real Radio 1041 on Facebook. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Seeing your usual slowdowns on I-4 this afternoon, east and westbound by the major attractions exits. A major crash blocks 3 lanes northbound on the turnpike. As you're approaching the 408, delays go all the way back to the Turkey Lake Service Plaza exit. A crash southbound on the 429 blocks the left lane near the turnpike exit. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer over 50 different custom window treatments, including faux wood blinds and shutters, all at prices less than retail. Plus, we'll send you free samples before you buy. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day. Find it on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. It's brought to you by WeAreNotTheBanks.com. Brad Siebert and his team, direct mortgage lenders. If you're ready to start looking for a new home or refinance the one you're in, you need Brad at WeAreNotTheBanks.com. They have loans for all types of buyers, good credit, even bumps in your credit. They can still work with you with all types of loans, whether it's conventional loans, jumbo loans, no income documentation loans, and VA loans as well. I use We Are Not the Banks for my refi. Many years ago, it was fast, easy, got a great rate, put me in a great position today because of that decision years ago to go to WeAreNotTheBanks.com for all your mortgage needs. NMLS ID number 66247, equal housing opportunity.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 22nd and 23rd at T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
And starting Monday, you could win your way there.
Plus $1,000 spending cash.
Yeah.
Introducing Audible's new original series, Breakthrough, the first of its kind audio-only singing competition featuring celebrity judges Kelly Rowland and Sarah Bareilles, with host Daveed Diggs. Hear who has what it takes. Listen on Audible or wherever you get your podcasts.
After an accident, it's important to hire an attorney right away. Evidence can disappear quickly. Sure, you could wait to hire an attorney later and see how things turn out, but delays never make a case better. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. JustCallMo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at CentoMoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Check it out.
You lifted your car?
Yep. Refinanced my auto loan with Navy Federal Credit Union. Put the money I saved towards an 18-inch lift kit. Pretty sweet, huh?
It's a minivan.
Well, now it's a mega van.
Dad, I can't get down.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, we're here to help our members save toward their goals. Whatever they may be. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Florida home insurance options are thinning faster than your father-in-law's hairline. So before you end up with less coverage than his bald spot, check out Open House Home Insurance, an online-first home insurance solution that is here to stay. With an insurance group that has been serving Floridians for over 25 years, Open House saves you money without sacrificing coverage. Get a quote in seconds at openhouseinsurance.com. Administered by Frontline Insurance Managers Incorporated and underwritten by First Protective Insurance Company. See openhouseinsurance.com for details. This advertisement does not constitute a binding offer or guarantee of coverage.
Attention business owners. Was your company impacted during COVID? If you had W-2 employees during 2020 and 2021, you may be entitled for up to $26,000 per employee through the Employee Retention Credit Program. This is not a loan. The IRS paid back billions already. We've helped thousands of businesses just like yours, so let us help you. At ERC Business Solutions, we make it simple. We do it all for you, so you won't have to worry about the complex application process. There's absolutely no risk. If you don't get paid, we don't get paid. Most businesses do qualify, even those with no decline in revenues or those that already got PPP. Discover how much you can claim. There's no cost or obligation. Call now. 800-375-1175. That's 800-375-1175. Get up to $26,000 $1,000 per employee. Call 800-375-1175. 800-375-1175.
If you're experiencing tooth pain, Advanced Endodontics can help. Our team of experts provides state-of-the-art care, offering advanced treatments like laser-assisted endodontics with no referrals necessary. With our 5 convenient locations serving Central Florida, you can get same-day emergency appointments, and you'll find we have easy financing and flexible payment plans available. Make an appointment today at ineedarootcanal.com. That's ineedarootcanal.com.
Try all the Dunkin' Refreshers, iced coffees, cold brews, and lattes. Dunkin' Iced. America runs on Dunkin'.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show, already in progress.
Well, not uptight, not unattractive. Turn me on tonight.
I'm already on. All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is right there.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Yep.
And absolutely Ross is here.
Oh, yeah. Let's go Pyongyang Tigers.
Pyongyang Tigers. Last night was a big night in soccer for Orlando. Of course, it didn't work out. I was talking to Ross, and I talked to Brandon Kravitz a little bit before the show came on the air. Orlando City loses 3-1 to Inter Miami. Messi scores twice. And when I went online this morning to find out about, because I fell asleep waiting for the match to start, it was delayed by rain. So just kind of passed out. I woke up this morning, first thing I searched was Orlando City match. Saw that they lost 3-1. That was kind of expected. We knew it was going to be an underdog scenario for the city to be able to kind of pull it out. But the thing I found kind of interesting is this. In the 5 stories that I read about the match between Orlando City and Inter Miami, the entire story, including the story and the clips associated with the story, never even mentioned Orlando City. And the clips that were shown were cropped where you could basically only see Messi scoring in the pass, and you could barely even tell who they were playing. It was never mentioned. Matter of fact, they never even mentioned the other goal that was scored from the other team member on Inter Miami. They just showed the 2 scores by Messi. Boy, the push for that guy in this sport, in this country, in this state I've not seen anything like it.
You've seen me after an Orlando City loss, right? I don't think there's really much of a difference.
You're a little bummed out, but it's not going to ruin your day.
But no, sport. This one kind of has in some way. It has made me a little bit more
skeptical.
Skeptical, man. I can't stop thinking about how bad of a call that penalty was. There was a handball that was missed. I'm on the side that Messi shouldn't have even been on the field in the 60th minute or whatever time the second goal was, because I thought he had 2 yellow cards.
Mm-hmm.
It was not a good look. I understand. I see the stats. We got dominated in every stat. And I learned my lesson that I kind of forgot a while ago. Don't just judge the game's results off of the stats. When you look at 3-1, you think, oh, man, they could have gotten blown out. That game should have been 2-2. We had a goal that got disallowed in stoppage time that I still don't know why didn't count. It was a frustrating.
It was offsides.
It was frustrating. Not the goal scorer.
Yeah.
Not the goal scorer or the original pass.
Right.
They're saying that a guy affected the goalie,
right?
Which that rarely
there was
gets called.
A lot of even Kravitz was saying it was a little sketchy.
How about commentators, the pundits?
It's just kind of interesting how they have basically framed everybody out of this argument. It is only about Lionel Messi. That is it. Nobody else mattered about anything. They didn't talk about Orlando scoring. No mention of them at all.
So about that, there's 2 things at play here, and one is to Ross's point on that. I thought there was a Messi. I saw the play, and I'm like, how come he's not getting a yellow card? It would have been a second, and then I just thought, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. There is so much. As Ross pointed out yesterday, it's like Orlando City versus the world, and that's what it was like, because Apple TV,
Yeah.
the league, everyone wants Messi to go further in this tournament to keep the attention on him.
There's no money in him losing. That's all you need to. That's the one sentence you need to understand. There's no money in him losing.
And I hate being cynical to say, oh, the fix is in. But I have to feel that a referee is really hesitant to give Lionel Messi a second yellow card, whether it's deserved or not, and to be that guy to knock him out of not only that game, but the subsequent game as well.
What it boils down to, I should have known better that Orlando City was going to run into that situation, because if Messi and Inter Fort Lauderdale lose, they don't play for weeks. This is the first round of a knockout tournament.
Yeah, they have to have him on TV playing.
Like that,
he has to be on TV playing.
It would have been really awkward to sign him and have him play 3 games, and then the team isn't playing.
I'll say it again. There's no money in Messi losing.
Because if you open up Apple TV Plus, you can see their investment in them. Because there are, like, half of your pictures are of Messi on it.
They're not a dime. And I was talking to Kravitz about it, and he said there are a couple referees that came out and said that the NBA back in the day would come out and basically you say, hey, look, you don't need to call so many fouls on LeBron. You don't need to do that so much. Let the guys play. The whole thing is we don't need him fouling out. We need LeBron James on the floor. That's what people want to see. They don't want to see him foul out. There's no game in that. And that's why he can travel every other time he touches the ball. Same thing here.
But I was really proud to be an Orlando City fan last night, because if you watched the game, you saw a ton of grit. You saw a ton of fight, and that's what you want out of your local professional team, is to give a damn. And that last night I saw 11 guys in purple giving all of the damn.
Yeah.
No, I'm proud of the way they played. But Jimmy, to your other point of all the coverage being so messy, because we've seen the analytics of what Messi social media posts do.
Yep.
And with him as a focus, they get so much more traction.
Yep.
And ultimately, anyone who is posting something online, it's to get it in front of more eyes, whether it's for advertising or just your ego. You want as many people to see it as possible. And the more times you mention Messi in it, the further it's going to go.
Absolutely.
And I was talking to my friend about this with the whole Apple TV and MLS. That's not cable. And I say that, and the reason why that's important is that it's an app, and it's Apple's app.
Right.
They don't have to. Why aim for American soccer fans? That you just signed Messi. You're an app. Go global.
Right. Yeah.
This is far more than just soccer here in the States. And once I remembered that anybody can watch Messi play. You just need $100 and the app.
And the app, that's it.
And not say, ESPN or how hard it is to watch NBA if you're over in Europe. That's not the case for MLS anymore. And I think that is overall a good thing for the league. But it's that last night was frustrating, to say the least.
Going to be interesting. We have a rematch with those guys in a little bit, right?
Yes, we do.
The September 24th, they are now. You're back to that's out of the cup. That's back to MLS regular season play. So this is the one that was on the schedule. Inter Miami coming here to Exploria Stadium. You'll be able to hear the game right here on Real Radio 104.1. And we will actually have a pair of tickets to that match. Will be one of the items in our at our poker tournament this year. So if you have a casino pass, you'll have an opportunity to make a play for that. I'm thinking about putting that in a raffle.
Very nice.
And I don't want to come off saying that Orlando City was going to win that game last night. I'm just bummed out that I didn't feel like I got to find out.
Right. Yeah.
I felt like that wasn't how it usually goes down.
Yeah, the scores were pretty fun to watch, though. I mean, he's obviously he's an amazing player, but the passes he received to make those, I don't know that it took Messi level talent to score on those passes.
You are onto something there.
Yeah.
Those were 2 delicious assists.
That little chop pass at the very end, that second goal was a beautiful little. Imagine in golf, like the perfect flop shot to an impossible pin. But that's what that was.
But the reason why that third goal happens is because we're down a goal. That penalty is called when the game is at 1-1 and we already at each other's necks. there is no favored team at 1-1 in that first half, at least in my opinion.
And I'm glad it was a little chippy, too. I hope that chippiness returns when we play them in September.
That is a guarantee, Jim.
And that's the thing, the commentary on it for the game, they were talking about the different approach that Orlando City take to really get in his face. And it worked for a good portion of the time, but I know I said this earlier, you can't make any mistakes. Messi, he'll take advantage of
He'll
that.
exploit everything you do like that.
But he is fun to watch.
Yeah, he is.
And, you know,
It's great.
and it's fun watching the passion because you talk about it being chippy. He was getting right back. I mean, I think Twellman on the broadcast, the color guy, said that he didn't come here to, retire and put his feet up in the sand. He came to play, and it's fun
you can
watching
see that.
him
Yeah,
play.
I mean, the team looks like they have some good vibes too. So it's going to be kind of fun to watch these guys grow. So 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Jack, New Jersey has a problem.
Of course we do. Is it the bodies in the landfill?
It
or
has nothing to
just
do with
the
the bodies.
smell on the turnpike?
That has nothing to do with that. They're losing money
in East Rutherford.
They're losing money. Where do you think they're losing money? This is a big problem, by the way.
In their pensions.
No, not in their pensions.
Yeah.
Deb, where do you think the state of Jersey could be losing money?
Toll money.
Toll money's the answer.
Oh,
she always gets
every time.
Every single time, toll money is the. Did you see the story?
No.
Oh, really? Unbelievable. How much do you think? And for the record, I don't even know how you do this. This is one of the reasons I bring this up. I don't even know how you cheat tolls anymore. But how much do you think New Jersey attributed to losing in people who are cheating tolls last year?
$130 million.
Ross, what do you think?
Oh, man. I'll go $100 million.
That's a lot, Ross.
What are you going to do with that gap?
What did he say?
Click, clack.
He said $100 million. I said $130 million.
Other way around.
Oh. 150.
117. New Jersey lost $117 million last year because of drivers defy tolls. How do you cheat a toll right now? How do you do that?
You just keep going, I guess.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
it's got cameras. I don't know.
They're going to get you.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
I saw very clever. This guy had this shade, and he had this button in his car. And right before he'd hit the toll plaza, this panel would come down over his license plate.
They busted that guy, though,
They
didn't they?
did bust him because he decided to do it in front of a trooper.
That's so stupid.
So I can't think of, unless you put a fake tag or you have a license plate cover that makes it dark and it's hard to read, but I don't know what the rules are in Jersey when it comes to having those.
On the New Jersey Turnpike alone, it was $47 million. On the Turnpike alone, it was $47 million. I have to ask a quick question about toll roads, though. I thought that most of the toll roads that we experience in our lives, the tolls are supposed to only be there for a short period of time until the road is paid off, right? Isn't that the deal that these things are sold on?
Hey, politicians and government, we want you to stop, to give up a revenue stream that you've grown quite used to.
But isn't that how they're sold? Like, hey, we'll charge a toll for a certain amount of years, because in the 408. If I remember the 408, it used to be more, and then when they paid that first section of the 408 off, didn't they lower the toll? And then people are like, well, and then they removed a couple of the booths. I was like, oh, this is great. They're doing exactly what they want, or what they're supposed to do. But that's not
and the rest
case at
is
all.
for upkeep and beautification devices,
Is that what it
traffic
is?
calming devices, palm trees.
What about Highway 50 and all those places?
The only place where I have actually seen that implemented is the Piney to Causeway over in Brevard. They had a toll booth. It used to be 10 cents.
One little toll booth.
10 cents to go over
God,
it.
I remember that.
And they're like, well, we said when it paid off the road, we were going to take it down. But then they did a study. It's like, oh, it's going to cost this much money to take it down. We have to leave the toll booth up a little while longer to raise the money to knock it down. But then they actually did.
That's kind of criminal, though. I mean, it's kind of weird. You sell the idea of, okay, it's going to cost $100 million to build this road. What we're going to do is we're going to charge you 75 cents between these booths, whatever. If you drive the entire thing, it'll cost you $5 a day, $10 both ways, blah, 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 blah. My wife, by the way, we pay quite a bit of tolls for my wife to go back and forth to work. So this is like one of those things. But eventually, I mean, isn't it sold as a plan? Like over the next 20 years, if the traffic stays at this level, it'll be paid off. But yet they still continue collecting the tolls. But
road upkeep.
Well, not only that,
come on, we know that's not the case because there are roads been around here forever that don't charge tolls that the state keeps up, and the city keeps up.
Well, yeah. So they said, but now it's
in lieu of taxes.
Yeah, instead of raising your tax more, this one is user tax. So it's for only the people who are paying it are the people using it, causing the wear on the road.
Right.
You like that?
Take that, Toby.
Okay.
All right, that seems like I like that user tax.
Yeah, I rarely take toll roads. We do use the expressway thing, the express lane, the 132 mile an hour road. We do use that when we're going to the Disney area or anywhere the length of I-4 like that going through downtown. And by the way, it is great. It is absolutely wonderful.
Because when they built it, I thought, I'm never using it. And I'm like, I got a couple bucks.
Yeah.
But I feel for the people. We're fortunate enough to commute to an area. But Deb, I know you do have tolls. But for those people who have to do it as part of their job when it's 10 times a week, there and back for your regular commute, that is a significant line item in your budget.
My wife's last deal at her job, she has to take the 414 to the 429 all the way out to Deep Apopka. Deep Apopka. And it's expensive, it's a legit monthly charge. And, my wife worked that into her last deal.
Yeah.
Like, hey, look, this is what it takes to get me here. And, some of that would coming back would be great.
Do you guys remember what's my number one least favorite thing about, e-passes?
Which is?
I want to start the movement.
The beep.
Oh, the beep.
The beep, dude.
Oh, to bring the beep back?
Bring the beep
back.
Bring
that beep back.
I felt safe. I felt nurtured when I went through a toll and it beeped. I loved that audio confirmation.
But then they got rid of the beep, and then wasn't it like a little vibration thing you could hear, or it would make some kind of like that.
I wish the thing farted on me just to let me know
well, I gotta tell you,
it took $1.
When I got my license suspended because I had no idea my damn thing wasn't working. So maybe it's 100% right. They send you that one letter. And, if you treat letters like you do email, that doesn't work out for you.
I've been hanging out with you guys so much. Everything is a lie. They took the beep out to raise more money off of people like you thinking that it's pain.
My God, how brilliant.
This goes all the way to the top, guys. This might go all the way to the president.
That's pretty brilliant. We'll take the beep out because people say it's annoying, but the problem is, or not a problem at all.
Yeah,
it's going to cause more people to
not know.
Yeah,
because I'm not driving slow enough to wait to see if I got the green light.
Hell no.
No.
It's just like when they don't tell you that you have insufficient funds in your checking account. They'll just let you make the purchase because when they told you and you didn't make the purchase, they just robbed them of that $35 overdraft fee.
I used to have that argument with my bank back in the day when I was doing stupid stuff like floating checks. I was so stinky broke. I would have those arguments with oh my God, Fifth Third. Fifth Third Bank. I was like, I called them Fraction Bank. And I remember having arguments. I'm like, so wait a minute now, so you're telling me, and I would go into that same argument you're having. It worked a couple times actually. I got a bunch of that stuff thrown out.
See,
I used to do that.
Because that's how they make their money.
I used to be a champ at that.
Right? I think that
is
could
how they
be a
make their
thing.
money.
I think that was a bunch of people in a board meeting going like, guys, I got it. We take the beep out. We make bajillions because people don't pay attention.
And here's the great thing, and even better than that, Ross, we can sell it as we're making it more convenient and we're taking that annoying beep away as to not cause you anxiety while you're driving.
Oh, God, yeah. Then they sell it like it's a good thing.
Yeah, we're doing you a favor, buddy.
Yeah, you don't know.
All right, 407-916.
You're too dumb.
1041.
You're too dumb. We're helping you.
At 77031. All right, load them up. Let's do trivia next here on the Jim Colbert Show.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO moving.com.
This is Eric Dickerson. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
Florida running back Trevor Etienne is on the watch list for the Paul Hornung Award. That honors college football's most versatile player. To baseball, where Rays ace Shane McClanahan returned to Tampa to meet with a team doctor today after leaving last night's start with forearm tightness. And NFL legend Tom Brady is celebrating his 46th birthday today. He did that by buying a minority share of English soccer club Birmingham City. I'm Scott Davidson.
Staples has great prices on all the back-to-school essentials. Now you can save even more with $25 back in rewards on your in-store purchase of $75 or more. Rewards members only, ends August 5th. Redeemable in-store only. School on, save on at Staples.
You know, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Right now, you can experience the firsthand real benefits of battery outdoor landscaping equipment by Steel. That's right, some of the best out there, and you can do that at your local Tools Ace Hardware. Remember, Steel products are only sold through servicing dealers like Tools Ace Hardware, which means this: you can't find Steel equipment at the big box stores. It's only for the best. Steel battery powder equipment, long run times, and the ability to switch easily between multiple tools like edgers, trimmers, and even blowers. All you have to do is stop by one of Tools Ace Hardware's 10 Steel locations with service and repair centers right inside the stores. Now, you can also visit the Winter Garden and South Orange Blossom Trail locations' newly expanded Steel showrooms. It's Tools Ace Hardware, 12 locations here in Central Florida. Find yours today at acehardware.com. It's Tools Ace Hardware, the helpful local place.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Learn more at chase.com/business premier. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Account subject to credit approval. Restrictions and limitations apply. Cards are issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank. Any member FDIC.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, one firm for life.
International Diamond Center's giving you relief from rising prices with incredible offers now through the end of August. Now through the end of August, IDC is offering you 36 months zero interest financing on pre-owned Rolex watches. 3 years, zero interest. And yes, this special finance offer includes all of IDC's luxury pre-owned Rolex watches. Hundreds in stock. Nothing is excluded. Submariners, Daytonas, Datejusts, Batmans, Pepsis. IDC has all the hard-to-find Rolex models in stock. Men's and ladies' watches. These pre-owned Rolex watches are in pristine condition. Each one hand-selected and carefully inspected for quality and craftsmanship. Right now, through the end of August, you can walk away with a Rolex of your dreams and enjoy 36 months zero-interest financing. 3 years of low, affordable payments. Don't miss this chance to get the Rolex you deserve. Now through August 31st only, during IDC's amazing Summer of Savings event. International Diamond Center. On approved credit, Rolex financing offer requires 20% down payment.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password.
3-day kind of victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated US-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to lifelock.com.
On How Rude, Tanneritos, the Full House Rewatch podcast. Join characters Stephanie Tanner and Kimmy Gibbler, also known as actresses Jodie Sweetin and Andrea Barber, as they relive every episode of your favorite Friday night comfort show.
We spent our entire childhoods on a little show called Full House, playing frenemies, but becoming besties whenever the cameras weren't rolling. And now, 35 years later, it's our biggest adventure yet.
Listen to How Rude, Tanneritos on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
That's right. It's a real mess out there, Kate. We're seeing heavy congestion on the eastbound lanes of the main expressway with traffic backed up for miles.
What do traffic and debt have in common? You don't want to be in either for too long. Move into the fast lane with Fairwinds Credit Union. We'll help you set goals, save more, and be your guide to achieving financial freedom together. Visit fairwinds.org/together and become a member today. Fairwinds. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
Look, some choices in life are complicated. Others, thankfully, are much simpler. Like choosing True as One checking. There are no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and when your life evolves and account balances grow, we'll upgrade your perks automatically. Truest One checking. One simple choice. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome to the Unlit Life. It's this place where you feel free, like enjoying a low-key get-together with friends instead of a wild night on the town style of free. When you can enjoy a moment with Blue Vapor just because. You know, the everyday doesn't have to feel so everyday. With Blue e-cigs, you can get stuff done and still have fun. And when we let ourselves get unlit, we start really living. Blue. Get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Font Molding 4BB. Copyright 2022. Fontum US LLC.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Texting service has been on fire today. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Thanks for the guys on the YouTube channel as well. If you want to watch the show live every day, we broadcast it live on YouTube. Just go to JimColbertLive.com and just click right through. Save that and give us a big old subscribe there. That'd be wonderful if you could do that on our YouTube channel. Helps us out quite a bit. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And so is Jack.
Yo.
And Ross has the sauce jar.
Alabama.
Chugga chugga.
Clickety clack.
I have a beautiful pair of tickets to see John Waite. 40 years of missing you at Hard Rock Live, November 12th. I also have a beautiful pair of tickets to go see the Orlando Pride versus the Washington Spirit. Boo. Friday, August 4th at Exploria Stadium. That is your sauce jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. You know, they have fully trained expert moving crews that are adept in packing your things, handling your furniture, safely driving customer service, and so much more. Oh, look, there's more. If you mention the Jim Colbert Show, you will get a discount. So book them today at CentoMoving.com. That's CENTO Moving.com. Clickety-clack, back to you.
Thank you, Deborah. I appreciate that.
Sure.
You got it. Ross, who goes first today, buddy?
That was a first. That was great.
What are our parents doing?
Yeah. Let's welcome Tyler.
Tyler right there on line 3. Tyler, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Jim. How are you?
I am doing quite well myself. Would you like to play a little game with us?
I would love to.
Let's do it then, friend.
Want to play a game?
All right, Tyler, this is very easy. Got a game here for you. One question, 4 answers. One of these answers is a lie. If you can find that one, I'll send you off to the sauce jar. Are you ready?
I am.
Here we go. You big sports fan, brother?
I'm not, actually.
Oh,
this is perfect for you then.
On this day in 1977, NFL quarterback, entrepreneur, playboy, played 23 seasons in the NFL.
Namath?
No, he's the GOAT.
Oh, are you talking about Tom Brady?
Oh,
Tom Brady was born on this day, guys. It's Tom Brady's birthday. Here are 3 fun facts about Tom and one vegan kale and carrot milkshake of a lie. Number 1. In high school, he also excelled as a baseball player. He was a switch-hitting catcher. Number 2, at 10 and 3/4 inches at the base of his palm to the tip of his fingers, Tom Brady's hands were some of the biggest quarterback hands in NFL history. Number 3,
how you doing?
He's worn the same shoulder pad since 1995.
Never mind.
His first year at the University of Michigan.
Oh, they must stink.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine?
Or lastly, his full name is Thomas Patrick Edward Brady Jr. Which one of those is untrue?
I'm going to go with number 1, Jim.
No, that's absolutely true, buddy. In high school, he also excelled as a baseball player, and he was quite a basketball player as well, and a pretty darn good golfer as a teenager before he kind of quit that to play contact sports. But he was a massive switch-hitting catcher. He hit lefty, but he throws righty. Who's next?
Both ways catcher. That's what's up. Let's go with Chris.
Chris right there on line 2. Chris, how you doing, friend?
Doing great. You?
Good, buddy. We're talking about Tom Brady here. Which one of these is a lie? Number 1, at 10 and 3/4 inches from the base of his palm to the tip of his fingers, Tom Brady's hands were some of the biggest quarterback hands in NFL history. Number 2, he's worn the same shoulder pad since 1995. That was his first year at the University of Michigan. Or lastly, his full name is Thomas Patrick Edward Brady Jr.
I'm going to go with shoulder pads.
No, that's true, buddy. That's 100% true. He's had them refurbished a number of times, but he's worn the same exact shoulder pads since 1995. Who's next, brother?
Let's welcome Scott.
Scott right up top. Scott, how you doing, friend?
I'm great, Jimmy. How are you, man?
Buddy, I'm doing great. We're talking about the GOAT, Tom Brady, and with the NFL season starting tonight with the Hall of Fame game. Which one of these is untrue? You got a 50-50 shot here. At 10 3/4 inches to the palm of his hand to the tip of his fingers, Tom Brady's hands are some of the biggest quarterback hands in NFL history. Or lastly, his full name is Thomas Patrick Edward Brady Jr.
I'm going to go with the last name or the full name.
No, buddy, that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. I'm not glowing.
I'm happy for you,
I'm
Jim.
not glowing.
That's the moisturizer.
This is 2 days in a row. I promise I'm not glowing or gloating. How you doing there, Mark?
I'm doing pretty good.
You are doing good. Tell me if this is true or not. At 10 3/4 inches from the base of his palm to the tip of his fingers, Tom Brady's hands were some of the biggest quarterback hands in NFL history.
I think that is false.
It is false, buddy, and you are.
Oh, this guy's good.
Yeah.
This guy's good.
You're going to the sauce jar. There you go. You've won. No, that's not true, but I will tell you who did have gigantic hands as an NFL quarterback. I was so lucky enough to meet him.
Manning.
It's not Brett Favre.
Not Peyton Manning, not Brett Favre.
Elway?
No, it's an older
Boomer Esiason.
classic quarterback.
John Elway. No,
half that,
Johnny
right?
Unitas.
Johnny Unitas. You know, we got to meet him, and I totally forget what for, but it was one of the first celebrities we met when we were in this business. We weren't even in this building yet. We were on the other building. And we sent our intern out to grab a football so that Johnny could sign it because he was there talking. I'll tell you exactly what it was. He was there talking about cancer because he'd come down with cancer. He beat it. So he was talking about this process. And, you know, if I remember right, that's what it was. And we wound up losing him. And he wasn't a big guy. He's probably like 6 feet, maybe 6'1". You know, and a lot of these quarterbacks are really giant dudes. You know, even Brady's like 6'3", 6'4", right?
Yeah.
Josh Allen's like 6'4", 6'5". You know, you look at that. There are only a few guys that are small in the NFL who have really made a mark for themselves. And I remember him being kind of small. But, man, when you shook his hand, you were like, oh, that's why the ball does what you want. They were massive. Like, you can't – it looked fake how big that dude's hands were.
It was jarring.
And when he would grab the football, where you'd put your hand on the laces, your thumb would kind of hit on that back panel. His would go around the halfway point. So he could just like, it was like when Shaq grabs a basketball, that was what it looked like when Unitas grabbed a football. Damn. Simply amazing stuff. Maybe not that amazing.
Big hands.
But still pretty cool.
For 6'1", too.
Yeah, what's coming up?
Did you ask him?
Well, no, I didn't. Nobody asked him anything. He was a very polite, nice man.
Oh, man. If
He's
I
very
was there, I would have been like, yo, what about that hog?
You know who he reminded me of? But in retrospect, he reminds me of some of the astronauts we've talked to.
Oh,
he kind of reminds me of those guys. Kind of real polite, real down to earth, but also had some of those baudy stories, you know, about being that famous in that era. You know.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Ross, thoughts?
Jim.
Yes, sir.
How many people are on the show?
4 on this show.
All right. I didn't think I was going to get an before that 4. I thought that was going to be even faster.
Well,
But
he wanted to know which show you were talking about.
that is true.
You said the show.
Well, I was, whatever.
You didn't
Jim.
say this show.
Not now.
I know, buddy. It's too much. He's too much.
We once got into a raging debate on which house of Harry Potter that we would be in. And if you remember...
That debate almost caused blood.
Yeah. I was Gryffindor.
What?
Jack was Ravenclaw.
Okay.
I believe.
Jack's Hufflepuff.
You are Hufflepuff.
Deb was
I am
Slytherin.
Ravenclaw.
Yeah, I'm Gryffindor.
How dare you call her
We
Slytherin?
is Slytherin.
We all agree Jim is Slytherin.
Yeah,
Jim
yeah.
is Slytherin.
Yeah.
I will take Ravenclaw. You are Hufflepuff.
I agree. I was Slytherin.
Ross is absolutely Hufflepuff.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
just saying.
Hufflepuff and Devin's definitely Ravenclaw.
Deb, what
And
book,
you're Gryffindor.
Yeah.
Deb, what
By
book are you
default.
reading? Oh, for me, it's 1Q84 by the famous author Murakami. You know, a book reading activity, something that Ravenclaws do. I'm a Ravenclaw. What I'm trying to say is...
I wasn't sure where he was going.
What I'm trying to say is that I
There's
have...
some nerds out there with some raging nips right now.
Yeah.
This is just the tease, right?
Yeah. I have conjured up other things that are a set of 4, or I guess a quadrant of 4.
No.
And I mean,
Okay, that's fine. We're
it's-
good.
Okay. Oh, man, this tease.
Yeah.
I have found other things that also are of 4, and we are going to decide which of the 4 are we going to be. Example, seasons. Jim is the
Oh.
winter. We're
No,
moving
no,
on.
no.
Right after the break, Russ thoughts.
I am the bright, effervescent spring of the room. I think nobody would
Holding your
disagree. Wait a minute,
virtual
what?
as the world crumbles. Real Radio 104.1 on Facebook. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Seeing your usual slowdowns on I-4 this afternoon, east and westbound by the major attractions exits. A major crash blocks 3 lanes northbound on the turnpike. As you're approaching the 408, delays go all the way back to the Turkey Lake Service Plaza exit. A crash southbound on the 429 blocks the left lane near the turnpike exit. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows how to save pros time and money. Right now, get 10% off all kitchen cabinet orders of $1,000 or more. Lowe's knows pros. Cashier must apply discount at time of purchase. Discount on cabinet purchase only. Coupon cannot be used with any other discount. Valid 7/27 through 8/9.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here from my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Just one visit. That's all it took for Life Imaging FLA to show its worth to me. 55 years old, like a lot of you guys out there, when you get those little aches and pains at 55, you got to start paying attention. And I have a little kidney and prostate issues on both sides of my immediate family, so especially I do not ignore those. And the instant I had to, they had the opportunity to visit Life Imaging FLA, get that free heart scan, I didn't even think twice about it. What we find, of course, just like I said, issues with my kidneys and my prostate. I took that scan info right directly to my primary care doctor, and we started building my plan immediately. I've already seen 2 doctors based on that scan. And guys, let me tell you something just from me to you. That peace of mind that you're getting a hold of these type of issues early in your life, there ain't nothing in the world like that. And remember, you don't have to get any dyes, don't take your clothes off. It only takes a few minutes. Do what I did, man. Get that peace of mind. Call Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan with just a few minimum requirements. That's a $699 value. And while you're there, be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. And it's so easy. Simply pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. And that is it. Pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Make that call, man. Get that peace of mind that I have. And remember, you'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Some good news. Dunkin' just dropped a new menu item, and it's epic. Try new extra charge Dunkin' Refreshers with 50% more caffeine. Yes, 50% more caffeine. Basically, an energy-packed refresh button in a cup. Available on all your favorite Dunkin' Refresher flavors like strawberry dragon fruit, raspberry watermelon, and mango pineapple. Try new extra charge Dunkin' Refreshers today. Available for a limited time, so run, don't walk. America runs on Dunkin'. Drinks are fruit-flavored. Contain 0 to 1% fruit juice. Price and participation may vary.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Check it out. You lifted your car? Yep. Refinanced my auto loan with Navy Federal Credit Union. Put the money I saved towards an 18-inch lift kit. Pretty sweet, huh? It's a minivan. Well, now it's a mega van.
Dad, I can't get down.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, we're here to help our members save toward their goals. Whatever they may be. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Ready? Now breathe. Over $500,000. You heard me, right? Over $500,000 in guaranteed prize pools when the Moneymaker Tour comes to Daytona Beach Racing and Kart Club August 17 through 28. There's 8 trophy events with live streaming. So bring your best game to the Daytona Beach Racing and Kart Club at I-4 and I-95 for this major tour hosted by WSOP champion Chris Moneymaker, August 17 through 28.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier Factory Authorized Dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
Pollo Tropical has a real Cuban sandwich, down to the cut. More roast pork. Esto es lechón, and it will always be lechón. Ham, cheese, pickles, because without pickles, it's not a real cumin. Mantequilla is a gift from God, and it's pressed until the cheese melts. A classic. And the drive-thru, it's like una ventanita. The Cuban sandwich from Pollo Tropical. It doesn't get more Cuban than this.
Why do you change your car's air filter? Because when it's clogged, it doesn't work. The same is true of your nose, the body's air filter. It's great at trapping allergens, dust, and viruses, but unless you clean it regularly, they can stay trapped, making you miserable. I'm Martin Hogue, inventor of Navage, the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs. Here's a testimonial from a verified purchaser and a big Navage fan. Quote, I've been suffering for 30 years with chronic sinus infections and allergies. I stumbled across Navage. The suction is amazing. It cleared my sinus cavities better than anything I've tried before. Unquote. Navage has over 120,000 reviews with a 4.6-star average written by people who use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Wash your body's air filter with Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Applebee's daily deals for $9.99 and under. There's a deal every day for everyone. Just $9.99 and under. That's all day, every day. Get into your local Applebee's now. Daily deals are dine-in only in limited locations listed on nrpneighborhood.com. Limited time only while supplies last. Participation varies.
Hey, you want to get a Big Green Egg? The best place to go by far is Wassey's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up the Big Green Egg for you, and they make it so easy. Follow them on Instagram. It's Wassey's Meat Market, or just go to their website, wasseysmeatmarket.com, to get your Big Green Egg today.
Heard of the job? Dial pound 529 on your cell. Pound law, that's all.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Yeah, with regards to those toll transponders, because they come in with these newer ones, the little flat stick-on one plus the smaller one, they don't actually use battery anymore. It's just a transmitter that's there that is sensed by the devices in the toll booth, whereas the old one needed a battery in order for it to beep. So they do away with that because it's more cost-effective to them.
Yeah. Well, now they just have that sticker as well. Because it scans it, and it just scans like a QR code.
That's it. Yeah. So it's cheaper for them, so no beep.
Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I don't see any problem with that.
Bring back the beat.
Yeah. Bring that beat back. I'll do it again. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. I'm Jim. Dev is here. Jack is here. Let's get some Ross thoughts.
It's weird.
I got obsessed.
It's funny.
With the number 4.
Sometimes.
What?
It's Ross.
Uno, dos, tres.
Spelled like sauce.
Quattro.
It's Ross Thoughts.
Ross Thoughts is brought to you by Persimmon Hollow Brewing. I know you're a good person because you decided to choose to listen to Real Radio 104.1, and good people deserve better beer. Go buy some beer. Persimmon Hollow beer. So, there's 4 of us. I remember when we did this, we got into a hot and heated, very passionate debate about which house we would be if we were, which Harry Potter house we would be.
Right. Yeah.
And then we got into another debate about which house we would be in the land of Game of Thrones. And we all know that Jim, who has not seen the show, but you did agree that you are like a Theon Greyjoy.
Oh, whoa, he's not a Lannister?
No, not a Lannister. They have blonde hair.
Is there any way you guys could stop?
He had blonde hair one time.
I did.
Oh.
Yep. Frosted tips.
Definitely Theon Greyjoy. Don't look into it.
Now, by the way, was there a Machine Gun Kelly house?
No, there was not.
Okay.
No.
That's where I would have been.
But I wanted to keep doing that, but almost like a buckshot of other things that are of 4.
I like this idea a lot.
Example.
All right.
What seasons would we be? I still stand by Jim being the winter.
I don't want you to explain that because I'm going to tell you, I'm offended by that for some odd reason.
It's weird, right?
It is weird.
Yeah.
And I love the fall. I love the winter.
I claim the fall.
Deb is fall.
Deb's fall.
It just feels right. It feels right.
She's a sentient pumpkin spice latte, man.
Yeah.
She's what she gives me the vibe of a nice cup of minestrone.
Don't you dare bat those fall eyes at me.
The fall is when you get witches.
You're right.
Another connection
You're right.
as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
The only question really is between spring and summer for myself and Ross.
Ross is spring, you are summer, you are winter.
Why can't I be
That's what I
spring?
thought.
Well, not only that, you're born in winter. You are a December baby.
I don't like the fact that you guys have all this information on me.
We've been friends for a while.
Like your birthday?
Yeah.
It's just standard friend
I guess
stuff.
I'll take winter. It's fine. That's when Christmas happens.
Yeah, see, you get Christmas.
Okay, very good. I like it. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, but you get Boxing Day too.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm. And it's just bitterly cold.
So spring and summer.
It's just so cold.
It is cold.
It's
Cold hearted.
not very welcoming
Right,
cold
right.
for a lot of the country. Some parts, little welcoming, if you're lucky enough to live in Florida. But if you are up north, you're staying inside.
Yeah, you are.
You're not even talking to the storm because that storm doesn't want to talk to you.
That's when you get sad. Seasonal affective disorder.
That storm does not.
That belongs to Jimmy.
It does not care about anything you're saying.
Yeah, Jim makes you sad.
That storm is ignoring you.
So, all right. Moving on. Cardinal directions.
Wait, no. Hold on. What did you guys figure out between the two of you?
I'm summer, he's spring.
Yeah. That
It
newbie
seems
over
right.
there,
Yeah.
he's like a sprout.
Honestly, I'm surprised with how hard we nailed the seasons right
Yeah.
there.
And I think you and I should be polar opposites.
I agree. All right. I concede that you guys got that one right. I will go forward.
Cardinal directions. I got Jim south.
I'm north.
What? Hold on now.
Well, you're always talking about being from the south.
You're
from the south. I'm from the south.
This feels like a concerted effort against me and my well-being.
No, it just shows how well your co-hosts know you.
Is that what it is?
Jim,
It sounds like to me you're trying to convince me to be something that you don't want to be.
No.
You were born in December.
In
Boom.
Palatka.
Winter. Plaka. South.
Okay,
Don't
but
look
technically,
into it.
okay.
Yeah, I'm east, he's west. That's right.
For the record, Naples is farther south than Palatka.
But it's on the west side of Florida.
it doesn't
He's
mean
west.
Yeah,
I'm east.
I'm north.
We all know that.
You're
Plaka-
south.
I don't even get to. I don't.
I'm from the north.
I'm being railroaded into the
No,
south.
you're not.
No, your inner self is
I'm
speaking
the
to
Henry
us.
Flagler of the show.
Give us some country boy talk.
I don't. Okay, I belong here. My bad.
Next up, this one's gonna be good.
All right.
Yeah, I can't wait to have you guys tell me what I am.
Well, we could always do that.
Yeah.
The 4 elements. That's tough.
What are the elements?
Ice,
come on. Well, take a guess.
Wind, snows,
water,
Wind, snow.
fire.
wind. Oh, is it
Water,
fire?
fire,
Water? There you go.
Wind, snow, leaves, and moss.
Yeah. Hey, I'm a winter. That's what I think about.
So on the 4, some of the elements get debated, but for the most part, they are earth, water, air, fire.
Ooh.
I'm
earth.
I would like to take water.
Okay.
I'm trying to take water.
You take water. You're very sensitive.
Yeah, I feel worthy. I'll cry. I'll cry.
I'm earth.
What are the other two?
Fire and air.
What do you want?
So
What do you want, Jim?
I got Jack being fire, Jim being air. Lots of air.
Is there a temperature to that air? Like hot?
Jim,
Well, climate change.
Yeah. Is there a job change in the air?
Jim, I'm not deciding this. This is AI.
You clearly decided it, my friend. You clearly decided that.
No, this is what the focus
You know
group
what?
says.
I'll be air. You don't have to have fire to live. You don't have, well, you have to have water to live.
How about leaves and moss?
Yeah,
I'm
leaves and
taking
moss.
air. Air's fine with me. I'm good with air.
Oh,
you guys
man.
are good at this for me.
All right. All right. How about this one?
All right.
The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Oh,
Oh my
boy.
God, that's
Which
leaves.
one are
and
these?
that's snow and moss.
Moss. Air.
And walking sticks.
So the 4 horsemen, a biblical concept, of course, which was representing war, famine, pestilence, and death.
Oof. Deb is death.
You are definitely pestilence.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
Yeah. I can only
Daddy-o.
I will only be pestilence if you're death.
I'll be death.
All right.
But
Hold
you're
on.
definitely
What-
pestilence.
Somebody, for one thing, real quick. What is that?
Ross is famine because he looks like he's half starved.
I got to be war.
You're war.
What is pestilence again?
Like insects and
No,
plagues.
that's Jack because he's picking at himself like a. I'm war.
I tried to tell you I wasn't.
I'm war. That guy's a insect picking fool. He's digging ants out of his arms all
I
the
tried
time.
to tell you I'm not as I'm doing it.
You're double doing it.
All right.
Oh, that's a good one. The 4 Seinfeld characters.
Oh, well, I'm obviously Elaine.
Well, I thought that was me.
You're Kramer.
You're Kramer.
You're
for
definitely
sure,
Kramer.
dude.
Kramer.
Okay, I'm Jerry.
I am not George. I am Elaine.
No, Jim is George.
I'm not Costanza.
Oh, my God. You are. You've got the hair.
No, you're inward Kramer, dude. Okay? You're inward Kramer. That's what you are.
Yes, but you
I'm not
eat-
Edward Kramer.
You are
Claire's
as inward Kramer as it gets.
I'm pre-Edward Kramer.
No, you're not.
Yeah, he is.
There is no pre-inward Kramer.
It is. He was only N-word after the show.
Yeah,
I'm definitely not Costanza. That's Bradshaw without question. I'm Seinfeld.
Twitter poll. Is Jim
Get
Colbert
the
George
blank out of here.
Costanza?
I'm not Costanza even close. He bleeds Costanza. Everything about Bradshaw is Costanza.
Wait a second.
I'm having a hard
How
time
do you
arguing
know?
that.
You never saw Seinfeld.
I saw at least some of it. I know exactly who the characters are. Elaine.
Tell me that's not a Costanza move.
That was totally
I'm
Elaine
Seinfeld.
dance down.
No way. I'm not giving up on this one. I'm definitely not Costanza. That jackass is Costanza.
Costanza has like some of the best parts.
Costanza's a picker. We know it. We saw it. No hair. He picked all his hair out.
And
what happened to yours?
No, mine fell out. Natural causes. Natural causes.
Sounds
Genetics.
like an ID special.
Genetics.
Oh,
The
what's
search for Jimmy's hair.
All right. You also have the. I thought this was interesting. We'll wrap it up here. 4 suits and a deck of playing cards. Hearts, diamonds, clubs, spades.
I'm the hearts.
Ooh,
You are not the hearts. No, dude,
Not the
never.
Let me tell you,
No.
buddy, you can't even go in the room that has hearts.
No.
Whoa!
You can't even spell it.
You're the spade because you're always digging at your arms and digging at other people.
That's right. And a spade digs, you digger. You arm digger.
I'll take hearts.
Jimmy's clubs.
You're the queen of hearts. That's the person that cuts people's head off, right?
That's right.
I got Deb as the heart.
I'll be diamonds.
No.
You're clubs.
No,
'Cause
you're
you
clubs.
You
You're
go to,
clubs.
You go to the clubs.
I'll go to clubs.
You work in clubs.
I'll
You're
take
a club.
clubs.
All right.
I'm a diamond.
That's the
Oh,
thing.
keep
But
saying it. Does it make you feel better?
It's the most regal in the deck.
I protest.
No.
This one is the only one that's not right. This is this is bad.
Yeah, Jim being a diamond.
Shut up.
Jim's not a diamond.
Shut up, spade.
Jim should be the spade.
Can't even hear spades. That frequency doesn't even hit my ears. Us diamonds can't hear spades.
No.
We can hear hearts.
So
We don't even go to club.
if you're just joining us, Jim is South Air full of diamonds, who's also Theon Greyjoy and definitely the Slytherin. That's the one thing, the most agreeable thing that we
Oh,
do.
without a doubt.
Costanza was really cheap, by the way, was he not?
If you watched it,
You
you would
nailed
have
it.
known that.
Yeah. I
He
read
was the
texting
foodie,
service.
though. He was the foodie.
Was he
Remember?
really?
Yeah. Remember when he had
Yeah.
that eclair
Yeah.
over at
yeah.
that birthday
An
party?
eclair. Having an eclair does not make you a foodie.
Well, if you knew Seinfeld, you would know about the
I
eclair.
know it.
Thank you, George Costanza.
I only watch the Spanish version, though.
Well, I got bad news, man. I think this segment ruined this show. Because now I keep hearing things that Jim says, eating an eclair doesn't make you a foodie. I'm like, would Costanza say that?
Completely.
1,000%.
Yeah.
The one thing, though, that we can all agree on is that we love good drink. And that's why we love Persimmon Hollow Brewing
Oh,
Company.
yeah.
It's hot as hell out, man. It's literally hell out there. Drink the blood orange wheat. It's the best summer beer you're going to have all year long. And if it's at nighttime, if all of a sudden the moon is up, it's a little cooler out, may I recommend their Southbound Hiker New England IPA. If you've never had a New England IPA, they're usually described as juicy or hazy, and this one does not disappoint. The Southbound Hiker is a must. Andy and Robbie, the minds behind that beer and all of Persimmon Hollow beer, they're just great people who love making great beer for great communities. Visit Persimmon Hollow at any of their 5 locations so you can enjoy some of these passionately crafted beers that we've been talking about. Enjoy Persimmon Hollow beer today. You won't regret it. Drink sensibly, but get weird, and visit them at phbeer.com. Those are your Ross thoughts. I'm out. Peace.
Thanks, buddy. 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Spade.
Facebook may have changed how it looks, but we still remain your source for the content you never knew you needed or wanted. Real Radio 1041 on Facebook, powered by Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Looking at slow traffic on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area as you take the interstate east and westbound by the major attractions exits. Looking at major problems still northbound on the turnpike due to a serious crash that has blocked all 3 northbound lanes. As you approach the 408, delays go all the way back to the Turkey Lake Service Plaza. Looking at a crash causing problems southbound on the Greenway, the left lane is blocked at Moss Park Road. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
Divorce? Call Trimley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Get ready to save with Spectrum One. You get Spectrum Internet delivering fast and reliable speeds for $49.99 a month. Free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced privacy and security. And a free Spectrum mobile line with unlimited talk, text, and data, plus nationwide 5G. Go to spectrum.com/save more and use the Spectrum One savings calculator to see how much you can save today. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
There are 16 spots in the playoffs and just one track left. Well, not just any track.
We're basically going to have to win.
Daytona. A last chance to keep playoff hopes alive.
1 point to the good.
And for fans to experience an event unlike any other. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 25th and 26th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Unexpected expenses don't exactly come with an installment plan.
What if they could? An AmScott installment cash advance from $100 to $1,000 could mean more money and more time to pay it back. AmScott, some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. You know, let's start thinking a little differently about our long-term health care. For years, we watched friends, family, and even ourselves wait for a health scare before we actually really paid attention to our bodies. But with Life Imaging FLA, you can now get a much better picture of how you're actually doing. You know, my experience with Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan has been a game changer. My scan showed issues I would have never known about. And look, when it comes to your body, there's nothing like knowing. And now I can attack these issues head on. You can too with Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan. Don't wait, do what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan with just a few minimum requirements. That's a $699 value. And while you're there, ask about their cancer screening as well. And it couldn't be easier. Just pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That is it. Pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan, and you'll be connected in seconds. Make that call and make this the day you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Every day you breathe in thousands of tiny little germs, allergens, and viruses. Don't let these invisible invaders make breathing through your nose impossible. Flush them out with Navage. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping flush out everything that makes you miserable. Nearly 4 million people use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. People like Dan, a verified Navage user who writes, I've had trouble with my sinuses for decades. I always thought something like this was a gimmick, but one use and I'm hooked. I should have bought this a long time ago. The results are immediate and incredible. Unquote. If you suffer from sinus congestion, allergies, or snoring, then Navage is the safe, drug-free solution you've been looking for. Navage is at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and Navage.com. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
On How Rude, Tanneritos, the Full House Rewatch podcast. Join characters Stephanie Tanner and Kimmy Gibbler, also known as actresses Jodie Sweetin and Andrea Barber, as they relive every episode of your favorite Friday night comfort show.
We spent our entire childhoods on a little show called Full House, playing frenemies, but becoming besties whenever the cameras weren't rolling. And now, 35 years later, it's our biggest adventure yet.
Listen to How Rude, Tanneritos on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Packing for your summer road trip? Leave the travel guide at home and bring the Autio app along for the ride. Autio brings any drive to life with fascinating stories about the places you go, all narrated by expert storytellers. Browse through Autio's more than 10,000 fascinating location-based tales to inspire your travel itinerary and discover unique destinations along the way. Wherever summer takes you, make your next drive an adventure with Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Learn more at autio.com.
The podcast Journalista tells the improbable life story of Courtney Cookie Hood. Follow Cookie's adventures from working for CBS News in Managua during the Nicaraguan Civil War to blowing the lid off the Iran-Contra scandal and almost taking down the Reagan presidency.
They're assuming that I know what I'm doing, that I'm a journalist. I wasn't. I was being thrown into the Coliseum to the lions. I had not a clue.
Listen to Journalista on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This hour of programming brought to you by MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com. Need a new roof? Then you need Mike at MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. 407-916-1041 to call us, text us easily at 77031. We do talkbacks as well. We're still giving away 5Gs on our app, are we not?
This is correct. I believe that's in effect for another week.
There you go. Yeah. Go to get the iHeartRadio app from your app store on whatever device you're using. It's free of charge. When you get it, you're going to be amazed at the content that you have at your fingertips. Music, podcast, that's just where it begins. Simply amazing. Go to Real Radio once you download that. Use that microphone to send a talkback on down the line. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Deb sent me this story last week, and then I saw it again yesterday in USA Today. Are you guys familiar with the name Henrietta Lacks?
No. Where did I hear that? I've heard that name before.
Well, it's genuinely one of the most interesting, lawsuits that you're going to hear about for a long time. And I had a number of arguments with people on the texting service and in my personal life about, the oppression of African Americans in America and how their modern knowledge with, Republicans, a lot of Republicans, some other groups of people, especially with what we see here lately with, trying to basically sell to America that slavery was not good. I can't say it doesn't go that far, but it says that there were some skills that were used that can be applied to your personal life. Although probably true, everybody understands how absolutely ignorant a statement like that could be.
Like when I hear that, I'm like, I guess that's a way to look at it.
Yeah, and when I said it the other day, I was like, oh yeah, as a sex slave, I got real good at fellatio, and I used that to get me a good husband afterwards.
Like that.
But it's just, to me, it's just so blind to the bigger picture, and kind of everybody understands. It's like one of those things where you're talking in circles, and everybody kind of understands what's being said. This is one of the I would say this could have happened to anyone, but you can bet your ass that the fact that she was African American certainly exacerbated the situation here for a fact. So what happened was with Henrietta Lacks is she had a specific disease.
She had cervical cancer.
Cervical cancer, right? So this company, Thermo Fisher, went in and took some of her cells, her cancer cells. right? And they were taken without her consent in the 1950s and used for research.
Or knowledge.
Or knowledge. Nobody knew that they did it. Just a normal exam, they took these cells. Well, it turns out that her cells were biopsied when she visited Johns Hopkins for treatment, cervical cancer, and they're known as HeLa cells. HeLa for Henrietta Lack. And the cells from Lack's body led advanced research in a wide range of medical fields, including vaccine development, cancer treatments, and even AIDS research. So what they did, civil rights attorney Ben Crump, that's a familiar name, everybody kind of knows, and attorney Chris Seeger released a statement on Tuesday that would have been her 103rd birthday. Now, not long after they took these cells from her, she wound up succumbing to the cancer.
She was young. I mean, she died in the colored ward of Johns Hopkins at the age of 31, mother, I believe, of 5 children.
Absolutely. And this research was all because of the cells they took from the cervix of Henrietta Lacks, and they never gave her credit for it. The family never earned a dime for it.
Even though some of her family members suffered from chronic health conditions without any health insurance, they were never given a dime for these HeLa cells, which have become a cornerstone of medicine.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, it was Dr. George Gay, G-E-Y, who collected the sample of tissue on a tumor in her body without her knowledge. She had no idea they did any of this. The case was chronicled in the 2010 best-selling book, The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks, which was later adapted into an HBO film starring Oprah Winfrey. And it's just interesting because even in the context of the lawsuit, they don't really admit any wrongdoing, really.
No.
And we don't ever find out how much they got. And even with overwhelming evidence they did this, at the base of the story, they basically say that they settled because they didn't want the lawsuit to go on and harm more families or harm more. It's so ridiculous.
And I think they kind of leaned on the fact that this was done back in 1951 before, the age of consent became something in medicine. But at the same time, like you said, Jimmy, these HeLa cells helped develop the polio vaccine, in vitro fertilization, gene mapping, AIDS research, cloning, and stem cell studies. I mean, it's literally the basis for all of these technological advances we're hearing, and yet her family had to file a lawsuit in 2021, waiting since 1951 for some kind of compensation for what they took from this woman.
They asked for 3 years of profit obtained by commercializing the HeLa cells and prohibit the company from using HeLa cells without the family's permission from now on out. Somebody on the texting service just texted and said her cells had an enzyme called telomerase, I guess, which allowed them to... which was a unique enzyme, I guess, that allowed them to isolate that and then create these medications or therapies after the fact.
Well, what had happened was when they took the cells out of her body, they didn't die immediately like they normally would.
They kept reproducing.
They kept reproducing, which was incredibly rare, and allowed them to develop this line of cell, therapy, as it were, so that they could, basically, like you said, they're everlasting cells. They continue to multiply and
the chosen one.
In a way, I mean,
she is here.
What she did, has saved countless amount of lives, but she's, literally an unsung hero. She never got credit for it.
Yeah. And it really was amazing. And I guess, do you know why it's making so much news right now? Is it just because the lawsuit's coming to fruition now?
Because they finally reached the settlement with the company. Because, again, they filed the lawsuit in 2021, but it was just recently settled, like within the last couple of weeks. And that put the story back into the...
And they were asking for the profits. I don't know how much that company makes. I mean, I'm guessing if you're dealing with research like that, it probably isn't. It's probably pretty good. They did not mention a settlement cost. I guess maybe that's part of a sealed issue they have there.
And not only that, but she was buried in an unmarked grave outside of the hospital. I mean, everything about it was just like
skeezy.
Got what we needed. Thanks.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Yep. Preach.
Yeah, man. All right. I'm going to read that book, by the way, because I find that amazing. Do you guys do audiobooks at all?
No.
Yes.
You don't? You do just podcasts?
No, I'm paper.
Oh, you read, but you don't. So what do you listen to when you're driving? You don't have a Bluetooth or anything, do you?
No. Okay, man. No.
Yeah, but I mean, you have your AirPods. I mean, you could listen to.
Yeah, but that's illegal, and I don't do that.
Do it in one ear.
You can do it in one ear.
I can do it in one ear.
You can do it in one ear.
But then it's weird because then I only take lefts. But no, I really cannot stand one ear stuff. Yeah, that makes me
But
go
in a book
insane.
on tape, it works because my wife. So we did on our trip. We listened to a book on tape for Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil before we got to Savannah.
Sure.
So that was great. And then we listened to another one, a novel that I had on my phone. And we got home, we didn't finish it. So then we started walking each day, and we'd split an AirPod, and then we'd walk and listen to the book, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, my wife is crazy about listening to these digital books, and she has consumed a number of them. And the funny thing is, it is weird. You know, I do like listening to music. There's no question. I've been a big fan for a while. But, you know, when the podcast realm started, I found myself listening more and more because I just love the sound of human voices. For some reason, that's very calming to me. Almost saying anything. It almost doesn't have to do or have to have a point or anything. Just conversation is very interesting to me. But when I would get into the car with my wife, we would take her car. Inevitably, she'd be listening to, you know, some mystery or some story, and I found myself getting addicted to it. And she'd be like, "I'll turn this off," and I'm like, "No, turn it up." Right. And we would just find ourselves driving, you know, where we're going for hours sometimes without ever saying a word, simply listening to a book. I think it's great.
Sometimes it's the author, like Matthew McConaughey reads his own, but
that's one we listen to.
He is so. We have that right now.
But
He's so good. Green Lights.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it. We love it. I listened to probably about 4 chapters of it. I did not get to hear the end of it. I think my wife listened to it twice actually.
Yeah. But some of them, Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil is one. The Harry Potter series, the voice actors. One person doing so many voices, it is so good,
Really?
so well done. When you get at those people at the top like that, they are just so talented at being able to play all of these characters and really kind of get the point of the story across.
And I think what led her into that, and I mean, I could be wrong here, but we started listening to the murder podcast things. And because you started hearing those voices and the way they narrate those voices, one of them is like kind of a Southern Belle kind of a woman, right? Kind of have a bit of a
little twang.
Yeah, a little bit like that, honey,
Hey,
like that
honey.
kind of thing, right? And I was like, man, this is great because the stories were wonderful. They write them themselves. So they take the story and they adapt it to their podcast by, you know, basically making cliff notes themselves in their own vernacular, which was wonderful because it did have that weird kind of Southern murder mystery kind of thing, and that led into all this other stuff. And then her mother is a voracious reader. We've gotten her. I think she's gone through 2 Kindles already.
So I think and I always say it, it's something I want to do, but I've been saying it for years, and still the stack of books keeps growing in my house that I want to read. Actually, you know, pulp fiction there, and I believe you retain it more just by the process of reading it. What that triggers in your brain, and that process helps you retain the information longer than just listening to it.
It's a different muscle memory.
It's a more of a passive experience when you're listening. You're entertained, but I think you can retain it more.
Yeah, the one thing
if you're reading it.
Yeah, I
looking
would
at
agree
it.
with that because the one thing you can't do if you're reading hard copy is you can't really drift off. You know,
Yeah.
because you have to be engaged in the copy to get to it. With the narrated books, I find that, you know, as you're listening to it, much like, you know, anybody with, ADHD or anybody who just has a hard time paying attention to something, you just kind of drift off and stop paying attention to it a little bit. But I will tell you that the one with McConaughey was engaging so much you couldn't do that.
You see, whenever I read a paragraph in a book, I always kind of take a moment and go, what happened? What did I just read on this page?
Right.
Before I turn the page or get to the next paragraph, I double check to make sure, like, did I just make my eyes go left to right for the last 45 seconds?
Right.
Did I actually soak in what the words gave me?
Yeah. You know what? The funny thing is, I wonder if you just are born. What do you think causes you to want to read like that all the time? Because, I mean, I know people like, you know, again, my mother-in-law reads a lot. My father read, my God Almighty.
I think
my father read so many paperback novels from Robert Ludwig? Or what?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what was the guy who wrote all the old Westerns? Louis
L'Amour.
Louis L'Amour.
Yeah.
He would have read stuff like what is the guy who writes all the Tom Clancy.
I love the Clancy.
He would have read that kind of thing. I don't know what he's reading now, but my dad has always been a reader, and it never hit me like that. I don't know why. I wish it would have. I wish I would have kind of taken that from him. I did take so many of his traits, but I never took that love of reading, like the hard copy. I do love it when I get involved, and I went through a period where I read, but I feel like, I tell you what I have. I had that stupid FOMO thing. And I think, well, if I'm reading this book, I'm missing out on something that's happening online, or I'm missing out something else.
Well, that's not good.
I know it's not, buddy. I know it's not.
It's probably a side effect of ADHD.
But I do have that for sure.
You're just paranoid.
Yeah, but I mean, like even pulling the show every day. Like I'll read the same websites, and then I'll kind of take a little break, and I'll go right through them again, knowing nothing's going to change. But I'm just like, I just have that FOMO thing where I feel like I'm missing out on the best story for that day. And of course, competing against 2 other shows that come on before us, who burn through news stories like crazy. Well, at least the News Junkie does. You know, you're trying to find something unique where, you know, when you come on the air, you're not just repeating what somebody said earlier or angles.
You're saying, like, what causes somebody to become like a book person? I'm not some big, passionate book reader. I'm reading a book right now. It's pretty cool.
Weird flag.
But I got into reading books. The most I ever read was when I was a kid. And what got me into books was reading, I think it was like the 3rd or 4th book that I touched, and actually it was the first book that I finished because I loved it.
Yeah.
You just need one book to unlock the, oh my God, this is what people are talking about.
And it's weird because in middle school, I loved reading because we had to. You had this card where you had like 10 stars, and you had to read 10 books and check it out and get the star for it. And I found it great running through the library trying to find something that interests me so I could check it off my box list.
I'll never forget that first book. It was about a bunch of street cats. They would eat trash and stuff. And
All right,
hell yeah, dude, this book rips.
And my second incarnation was the John Grisham stuff. When the John Grisham stuff came out, because I love that whole legal drama thing. I love it to this day. It's one of my favorite genres of movies or books. I read every one of those things. I loved it.
Now, hold on here. Are those novels? Are they all based on true stories? Because I'm still not over one thing.
They're all fiction, I think, buddy.
Well, is that I remember this whole thing is that you said you don't read anything you don't read novels or fiction.
I don't.
Because you can't learn anything from it.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh, man, that's why you don't read. You're over here picking up damn college books.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is like I didn't for the longest time. Like I did love those Grisham novels because it was a great escape. You know, and the movies hadn't come out yet, so you could kind of read it, and I loved those because they were all. I got to be honest with you. You know, if I'm just being honest with myself, they were pretty easy to read and consume.
Yeah,
they were just really well told stories with characters that were very defined, and they were easy to follow along. And like you were saying, I could dog ear and then come back a week later and be like, oh yeah, this is when he went to Mississippi. And,
yeah.
You know, it's just easy to pick up on.
You always got to remember what you read.
Yeah,
that's something I had to learn.
But good fiction, there's so many reasons to read good fiction, but when you can learn stuff, because of one of my favorite books of all time, The Hunt for Red October, I could build a nuclear submarine, a Russian one, because of that book. That's how detailed Tom Clancy gets.
That's great. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You
Let's
read much stuff? I can't remember.
She knows how.
I do. I've gone through spurts. I have like 3 books in one pile. You know, I love to read. I love the pulp. I like having, because like Jack said, I do believe that there's a different retention, a different experience when it has to go through your eyes. But for long road trips, I find that nothing can make the time and the miles go by quicker than a great book on tape.
Yeah. If I ever have, with long plane trips, I take magazines. I don't really take books, but also, I download I download podcasts, and that's what I listen to. I listen to podcasts when I travel. I don't listen to books, but I got to start doing that more.
I don't know if I've shared this with you guys. One of the best books I ever read was called The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay. And it picked up some awards. It was a trendy book the year that I bought it. It was also the biggest book I ever read. I'm still proud that I finished that thing. It was a tome. But in that book, there was this, at a broken down circus, there was a gay love scene between 2 men. And I got to tell you, it is still today the gayest thing I've ever done. Because I legit think watching gay porn is not
as gay as reading that scene.
And it wasn't like, it was just so fun because I'm picturing it. Like,
oh yeah,
that's the whole point of books.
I remember reading a scene like that out of a book when I was probably in my early teens, 13 or 14. It was a book that somebody gave me, and there was a sex scene in it between, two teenagers or whatever, and I was like, God dang.
Yeah.
I was like, this is supposed to be kind of a funny story. All of a sudden, this guy's doing the fun stuff with this girl.
Yeah, and
it made me talk like this.
You kind of learn a lot about yourself when you read a gay love scene in a book. Because when there's like, he's really tall and very attractive, and then you picture it, and then you go, wait, oh no, what?
Right.
Is that what I find? I guess I'm in. The book didn't say he had a six pack. Why do you have a six pack? Oh God, no, Mom, you're right.
This is the next sound.
Whoosh. Yeah.
We'll just tear that right out of there and just edit. Quick edit.
I'll never forget that damn broken down circus.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. All right, let's load them up for last call. A little joke, little pun, little callback from the show. Anything to make us laugh. It's your turn to do the show for a few minutes. That's 407-916-1041. 4 lines are open. Grab one now. We'll get to you guys right after this.
Make us think or make it funny. Just make it good. Get on board now for last call on the Jim Colbert Show. 407-916-1041.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. A couple of early storms out there, ending by dinner time, the low 76. Tomorrow up to 94, a 30% chance for a late day storm. Isolated storm chances becoming likely this weekend. Both Saturday and Sunday, a 60% chance for late day storms. High temperature around 95 degrees. Our flow off the Gulf of Mexico, which means that starting this weekend, it'll get steamier, more humid, and warmer than normal. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Fall into autumn hiring with Indeed. Their all-in-one solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Man, let's get you a new bathroom. Rebath of Mid-Florida is ready to help you right now, and help is what they bring. If you have a bathroom, and it doesn't matter if it's your guest bathroom or your master bathroom, they don't care one bit. They're there to do a great job for you with incredible products and a very able design team, and that is important. So look, man, if you are like me and you have zero clue what goes together, right? But you do have a bathroom that you want to look better, this is the team to use. I'm not joking. There is no easier way to get a brand new bathroom than with Rebath of Mid-Florida, and here's why. They do have a great design team, but they also have wonderful products. And also, they make it as easy as possible because they have everything you need. Once you decide that Rebath is the company you want to go with, you're done. At that point, it's just your input on design and products. That is it. They do the install. They give you that lifetime guarantee on the products and the install, and they do it with their employees. And their showroom is a must. It's easy to find. 436 up at Altamont, right across from Kobe. You'll walk in and see some models set up. Those models are just to show you what the products look like. Every bathroom at Rebath is a custom bathroom. Just hop onto their website. It's rebathmidfla.com. Look at those before and afters, man. What they're doing for people in Orlando, they're really just making their entire home look amazing. They can do that for you. Again, book your appointment today at rebathmidfla.com.
At Wells Fargo, if you accidentally overdraw your account, we give you an extra day grace period to avoid the overdraft fee. What if everything came with an extra day?
Sunday night and I have the Sunday scaries.
Honey, don't be scared. Every weekend comes with an extra day now.
All right. TGI Sunday.
It helps to have an extra day. When it comes to overdrafts, you can with Wells Fargo.
Visit wellsfargo.com/getextra to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to timing requirements and the bank's funds availability policy. Wells Fargo Bank N.A. member FDIC.
The Home Depot and Behr have what you need when you need it, delivered straight to your job site and at an everyday low price. We're now delivering top-rated Behr paint, stains, and primers directly to you same day or next day. Plus, pros earn discounts with Pro Extra Paint rewards. Contact a Behr Pro Paint specialist to schedule your paint delivery today. The Home Depot. How doers get more done. Limitations may apply. Not available in all markets. See store for details.
That's Mike saying good morning. It's the best he can do right now. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky. What Mike could use is a fresh start. And Irish Spring Body Wash. The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset Mike needs. Now he's ready
to go to work.
It's Sunday. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring today.
When it's the hottest day of the summer.
but it's the hottest day of the summer. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local convenience store today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Business owners, had enough of this yet? Are you just done and ready to retire? Is money tight? Or maybe business is at an all-time high? You have options. Don't just walk away. We can help you sell, retire, and just relax no matter what your situation is. Hi, I'm Andy Cagnetta, and at Transworld Business Advisors, we've been selling businesses for over 40 years. And with offices located around the world, we have thousands of buyers ready to buy your business now. Don't wait until the last minute or try to do it yourself. That is a recipe for disaster. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value and how Transworld can maximize your eventual selling price. We will help you win. And in the current climate, you need help to sell your business. Call Transworld at 833-SELL-FLA. Or visit tworld.com. That's 833-SELL-FLA. Or visit tworld.com.
Applebee's daily deals for $9.99 and under. There's a deal every day for everyone. Just $9.99 and under. That's all day, every day. Get into your local Applebee's now. Daily deals are dine-in only in limited locations listed on nrpneighborhood.com. Limited time only while supplies last. Participation varies.
Safe Touch offers modern options to secure your home or business with just a tap on your phone, watch, or screen. Right now, buy one outdoor camera with 24/7 recording, get one free. Visit safetouch.com. Safe Touch. Peace of mind with a purpose. State license number EF200001945.
Hear the latest news from the headlines on your phone. Download the free iHeartRadio app for exclusive live coverage of breaking news. From what's happening where you live to what's happening across the country. Live from the center of the story. Listen for free anywhere, anytime. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
These days, there are plenty of things to worry about, but keeping pests out of your home shouldn't be one of them. That's why you need Massey Services. Massey eliminates pests before they get inside. They start by carefully inspecting the inside and outside of your home and then focus customized treatments on the outside. Best of all, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Do you know the sound Dunkin' Iced makes? Of course you do. It's that sound of the ice randomly yet rhythmically shaking around the cup, creating the soundtrack to a perfect summer. And summer sure does sound good. Try Dunkin' Refreshers, iced coffee, cold brew, and lattes. America runs on Dunkin'.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
I love you guys so much. Real Radio 104.1. Woo! No, seriously, it's Kimmy Park from Orlando, Florida. And you guys are awesome. Real Radio. Woo!
Wow. Give it to me, Ross. You feel that?
I gotta catch it. Oh, not bad.
Oh my God! You could have just said you did it. I can't see you. I mean, you killed it.
Keep playing it.
That's a hell of a noise. I wish I could do that. I don't have the lung power. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am
Take
Jim.
the buttons away from
Yeah, no, Deb is here. Jack is here.
Like, I think
obviously, Jack is here, and then
people think it's me.
It's not you.
They have to. They're
Not
like,
that
oh,
time.
there,
Not
there
you.
goes Looney Tune Ross.
You don't
No,
have.
you only have the racist stuff.
Yeah,
No.
You don't have the.
Come on, don't make him hit the button, Jack.
What kind of car does he drive, Jack?
Oh, Ross?
Yeah.
Oh, he drives.
Where's that made?
Oh, I'll tell you where it's made.
Look, you're literally looking for the button, and then
No,
you're
he's
going to
not.
blame it on me. That's what this segment is.
All right, last call is full. And we have the triumvirate of callers, so we'll see what they're up to.
Oh,
today.
boy.
We have Angry Eric is back in the game.
Yeah.
Now, where are we right now, by the way?
I wrote down the score.
3.5.
3.5 to 3.5 to 3.
Yeah.
And is it 3 just because Eric wasn't here yesterday?
Correct.
Yeah.
Does he get a half point for missing?
He does not.
No,
Damn
no.
it.
What is it?
Sorry,
Participation
Eric.
trophy? What?
This is why he's angry.
He does not.
This is why.
Coming up tomorrow, we have Embers Only. We have Primetime Kitchen with our buddy Fayez Kara, who is the food critic for the Orlando Weekly. You can find him there in the pages of OrlandoWeekly.com. And, of course, Candace Rich will be here tomorrow as well for Rich Tips. I'm not sure what we're talking about with her tomorrow, but last week's was great, by the way, the 401k thing. I wonder if anybody found any money. We never heard anything back of anybody finding any cash. I searched mine diligently. Everybody I know I searched.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna get a finder's fee.
DOA, dead or alive.
Right, exactly.
You were knocking on some doors.
100%, man. You never know. I mean, my grandfather could have easily. Well, I don't know if they had 401ks when he was doing his thing. That's a relatively new concept, isn't it?
It is. It's what replaced what they used to have, those sweet retirement.
Oh, yeah,
pensions.
the pensions. Oh,
yeah.
those
It
things are
is
sweet.
My biggest regret, if you are 20 years old and you are listening to this, get a 401k, man. Because it's sick.
It is.
It's disturbing how much money you'll save.
Every one of my kids, I'm like, start immediately. That's like somebody told me when I started working here. One of the first pieces of advice I got from when I signed my first deal here is whatever you do, if they have a 401k program, get in there and put as much as you can. Let me tell you,
I got the same advice.
That was some very, very, very good advice.
I didn't get that advice.
You did.
I did not.
I gave that. I told you that.
I have a 401k now.
Yeah.
Here, but I was at a theme.
right.
I was at a theme park that was matching up to 6%. 6%.
Wow, really?
Wow.
They would match us, but it was only up to a certain percentage.
It was,
yeah. But 6% is like stupid high for a matching. And then I was there for 9 years.
Yeah, that cost you some money, bro.
And I remember my thinking was, oh man, you can't tell. I'm better with my money than you are.
How much money do you think that'd be worth right now? I can give you an estimate.
It had, I don't
$250,000.
No. I would go 35, 40 G's.
Probably more like between 70 and 90.
10 years?
Yeah, because you got to remember, it doesn't matter how much you make.
Or how much you put in, it's how it's invested.
Yeah, but you're putting in a certain amount of your pay. I guess it would, a percentage of it,
Yeah.
but you can cap that. I mean, you can make it 5% up to, I think, 10 or 11.
It depends. I think you could go to 15, and I know they were changing that, but most companies will match up to 5. Ross says they were matching up to 6, but they don't always match at 100%.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They only match a certain percentage of that. But theoretically, I would think it'd probably be, maybe right between 50 and 70.
But good news.
But you don't need that.
I have that. I have it now.
Yeah, right.
You sure?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Deb, who do we have to thank today, dear?
We want to thank Danny Meyering with the Orlando Date Night Guide, attorney Glenn Klausman from Klausman Law, and last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
100%, by the way, if you missed any of the segments today, like every single day, JimColbertLive.com, we have all the podcasts there, like Glenn's information, whether it be Ray Trenley or even Rich Tips or even our friend Danny Meyering, to find out about Orlando Date Night Guide and Date Night Done Right, what's going on in town. You can go to Jim Colbert Live and always check it out. Jack, we have a question of the day.
Yeah. Do you drive with your flashers on in heavy rain? What do you think it comes in?
I think it's low, buddy. I'm going to go 18% of the people say yes.
12.
Okay, and that's low, and you're saying?
12.
Okay, and Deb is saying?
16.
Let's go 4%.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, it's people hate it more than anything.
That's a dub for me.
Stand up.
Yes, tomorrow night I'm going to be performing with a gaming expo, the GCX event.
I'll see you there, buddy.
Yeah.
I'll see you there, buddy. I'm playing Dark Lord and Red Sky.
If you want to get tickets and support this really cool expo, it's going down this weekend, Friday and Saturday. I'm only performing tomorrow night. You can get your tickets off GCXevent.com.
Very good. Let's get to it. Jeff, last call.
If at first you don't succeed, cancel that skydive trip.
Very good. John, last call.
Russ, I got a big hard bone to pick with you because now tonight when I'm going to sleep, I'm going to be picturing gay circus sex, which is not cool because normally I'm picturing gay carnival sex. I have to rethink everything.
Okay,
Bro, check out that book.
You really throw a wrench in his machine.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Yeah, that's what I read.
Angry Eric, last call.
Tom Brady's hands are tiny and terrific, you son of a bitch.
He's back.
He's back. Mike Larson, last call.
Mike, I drive with my flashers on when it's not raining. Buzzer Larson here. Why don't blind people skydive?
I don't know. Why don't blind people skydive?
It scares the hell out of their dogs.
Good job, Mike. Good job,
one.
Mike. That's tough. Party Mom, take us home. Last call.
So, Jim, today I changed all of my passwords to Kenny.
Okay.
Yeah, so now all I have are Kenny logins.
I say nay. It's not that close for me. I think that's Mike Larson all day.
Really?
You know what? The funny
I've
thing
heard
is,
that one before.
Have you? I have not. I haven't heard either one of
the
those.
Kenny Loggins one.
Well, I gotta tell you, if we're doing it off of that, all of these are from the internet.
What's
It's
this internet
delivery
you
that
speak
matters,
It
and you
is
need
the
to
delivery.
lighten up.
And I like the Mike Larson.
Mike Larson was strong on that.
Yeah.
Where
Let's
are you?
split it again.
Well, I'm split it.
Yeah.
I
Three
think,
ways.
I think we have to. Not three ways.
Yeah,
Angry,
yeah.
Angry Eric did not come in hot tonight.
It's 1.8.
No.
You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. I did come in there, you son of a bitch.
You know, that's
All right, well, they're tied. Both good jobs today. Thank you guys. We appreciate it.
4 to 3.
There you go. 4 to 3. There you go. That's the name of the show. All right, let's get out of here. On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the monsters in the morning after us. It's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Thursday evening.
Bye.
Thank you, Costanza.
Our Lord. A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Looking at slow traffic on I-4 this afternoon.